What is good? How you living? How you feeling? How you doing? Wow, we are back. Welcome everybody to BR NFL Draft Live presented by Wayfair. Want to let you guys know, shop Way Day, Wayfair's biggest sale of the year. It is from April 25th to 27th. I got a stud there at the end of the couch, but I got to welcome in the big man here. LSU's all-time leading receiver, the youngest wide receiver with multiple touchdowns in the NFL game ever. Number one for the New York Giants. I want to curse. Give it up for Malik Nabers in the building.
Appreciate you.
You see the teeth over here from Micah Parsons. Yeah. A 5-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time first-team All-Pro. I'm going to say it. The best active player doing media that the league has seen in quite some time. What's your official title here?
Oh, President of BR.
President of BR. Micah Parsons in the building. Welcome to his world, because this is Micah's world. Do you remember when this man got drafted?
Yes, I do.
Do you? Would you like to see what he said about you when you got drafted?
Of course I want to see.
Let's take a listen to Micah Parsons reviewing the selection of Malik Nabers. With the 6th pick in the NFL draft, the New York Giants select Malik Nabers is the pick.
I think he's super dynamic, great contested catch radius, always able to get open, great route running, legit 4.3 speed. The Giants have a lot of upside.
You want to correct some things there.
Yeah, I didn't run no 4.41. Are we crazy?
I said legit 4.3 speed.
What was your actual 40 time?
4.38.
4.3, and then your other issue was you didn't like the picture.
Yeah, I was a real freshman. I was a freshie.
Well, you've grown up. You've blossomed.
Yeah, I got a little beard now, man. Come on now. Yeah.
Micah, what do you want to tell Malik about this experience? We're going to be here for the next few hours doing the draft. You're now on your 4th year.
Yeah.
What wisdom could you impart on Malik?
Malik, be yourself, have fun, talk trash. Hey, one thing you can't do is just be a yes man on this show. Trevor's new. You got to say, Trevor, you're wrong sometimes. I remember how to get on, what was old buddy's name?
Was it Felder?
Not Felder. Oh,
Renner?
It was Felder. Renner was cool. Renner was cool, but Felder gave everyone an A, and I was like, this is not an A. And yo,
shout out to Felder. I think
we should have a segment where we should go back to where Micah was right about some picks.
You have been pretty good.
Yeah.
But you're not the smartest one here. That is a man who's been covering the draft for damn near a decade, a host of the NFL Stock Exchange. He is the Tom Brady of draft content. Trevor Sikkema has his own area, everybody.
Appreciate it. Look, you're setting me up too much there. The Tom Brady of the draft. I feel like that's unrealistic expectations, but I appreciate the faith. We're gonna have some fun here on this
What do
show.
we got going on over here?
Dude, we got everything. I'm so excited to deal with this magic board here tonight. I mean, this is my big board that we have here. We can go all the way through all the picks that I have. I don't want to give away too much. I got to go back to the beginning there. We got a long show here, but we're gonna take a look at the draft order, obviously see where everybody's getting picked. We're gonna be able to analyze that. You know, if you click on a couple of pictures here, we get some depth charts, so we get to take a look at where these players are going to be drafted. We get to talk about, hey, what are they going to look like with all of these teams? So we're gonna have a good time over here. It's gonna be a fun show.
What was his draft grades on me and Malik?
Oh, that's interesting. Do you happen to remember?
I don't know if I was doing draft grades when Micah was coming out, but Malik, I'm not just saying this because you were here. You were a top 10 player for me, and so that was very obvious with you going in the top 10. That was an A for Malik Nabers there.
Well, you're looking at him like you wanted to even argue that.
No. You said. Oh,
am I supposed to give him a B? Sorry, I gotta give you a B. Micah said I can't give out A's.
I just wanted to see if he had mine. You know, I want to see how good he was.
I can go back and try to look it up and see while you guys are discussing over here. I'm gonna try to look it up and see if I can find it.
We'll take that out. I'm gonna use this time then to talk. The draft completely changed Saturday night. Because Saturday night, the New York Giants make a trade with the Cincinnati Bengals, sending one of the best defensive players in the NFL. I'm really tired of people not giving defensive tackles love anymore. Dexter Lawrence is an absolute stud, arguably the best at his position. It's a huge trade, but now the Giants have 2 picks in the top 10, 5 and 10. Simple question off the top. Where were you when it happened, and how did you find out?
Actually, I was chilling. Doing some rehab, and I seen it on Snapchat, actually. I seen just a little picture of it,
and I seen his photo with the Bengals, and I'm like, maybe this is a potential trade.
Sure.
You know, so I just brushed it off, and then after that, I got a text message and was like, Dexter's got traded, and I immediately texted Brian Burns. I'm like, is this true? Like, you know, then I went look on Twitter. Adam posted about it.
Yeah.
You know, he's very accurate. So I seen it was made, and I was just lost for words. You know, just watching him play, watching him practice, just having that guy in the locker room. You know, having that guy in that position helps the defense a lot. I'm just sad we couldn't get, you know, the deal done or find a way to make him happy, but I hope he's happy, you know, where he goes. I hope he continues to be great, and, you know, sky's the limit for Dex when he's playing healthy and he's doing his thing.
That's a move that the ripples go through the whole league. I'm sure you hit it too.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're really surprised about the Giants and their track record. I mean, they just let player after player go. Greatness after greatness. I mean, their track record, I don't know why they want draft picks. They're not very great with draft picks either. Like, they just let great players go.
Watch out now.
Hey, besides you and my guy from Penn State, Abdul, who have they really hit on in the last 4 or 5 years? And that's the reason why their track record is their record? I don't get it, bro. Between Saquon, who you spent a number 2 pick on.
Yep.
Dexter Lawrence, who they spent 13th pick on,
Jackson
I believe.
Dart and Abdul Carter
17?
last
Yeah,
year.
Jackson Dart is another good, my fault. But outside of that,
Deontay Banks, Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal, and Kadarius Toney.
you drafted Abdul for a reason, and that's nothing against KT, but you brung Burns in. I mean,
You're acting like you still have Cowboys energy right now.
hey, bro,
I haven't seen you since the trade.
Yeah.
How have you been since the trade?
I just think that the Packers won the draft already. I think, you know, with the Packers' first-round pick, they aced the draft already. They aced it.
It's you.
Yeah, it was this guy who just so happened to be a 3-time All-Pro, just multiple sacks a year.
It's going to be interesting. The Cowboys have the 12th pick, which is the exact pick that they used on you. So when that happens, that will be interesting. And then the 20th pick in the draft is the pick the Cowboys got from trading you. So I've never talked to someone on this side of it. So what's that going to be like, do you think?
First, did you ever think you was going to get traded?
Yo, so no, then yes. Like, I went from like, nah, they wouldn't do it. And then it was like, are you going to pay me? If you're not going to pay me, you might as well just trade me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I was like, no. I used to tell people no, but then it was like, and then they gave the approval. So what people don't realize is when you're, like, I was on the last year of my contract. So the Packers wouldn't do the trade unless I agreed to the trade. So, like, you don't just get traded. Like, you got to get traded. So, like, when Dexter got traded, he probably found out they probably did the deal, then the trade went through. Because you don't just trade
Right.
and then the player's unhappy, then you lose a player after the year. So I kind of let up that. Once they approved, I was like, oh, shoot. Like,
It's happening.
yeah. So then I get a call. It's like, yo, they're willing to give you whatever you want. Do you want to do it? And I was like, it was either that or playing the 5th-year option. So I was like, do the trade. Like,
Wow. And now you're sitting here a member of the Green Bay Packers.
yeah, happy.
Played for 2 incredible franchises. I want to break down more the Dexter Lawrence trade from this perspective. Trevor, as someone who's gone over this draft countless times, what do you think the Giants are trying to come away with 2 picks in the top 10?
So from everything that I kind of heard with the Giants when it came to number 5 overall, Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, and then the 2 receivers, you know, to help out Malik to make sure that he's not getting double teamed every single time, right? I mean, like, that, help out Jackson Dart, make sure that the offense is more potent, they can stretch the ball deep down the field, get a contested catch guy, right? So I kept hearing those 4 names, Downs, Styles, and then Carnell Tate and Jordyn Tyson were the other 2 guys that I was hearing. And I wonder if it's just a scenario where you look at them picking now at 5 and 10, it's kind of just like, hey, this is the John Harbaugh era, right? I mean, like, he wants to start this his own way. He wants to change the team around a little bit. So maybe they love all 4 of those guys, and they said, hey, we don't want just 1 out of the 4. We want to get 2 out of the 4. And obviously, when you're picking at 5 and 10, you have an opportunity for that to be the case. I didn't think. Now, Dexter Lawrence is a hell of a player. I didn't think they were going to get 10 overall for him. Because a lot of times when you're trading for a guy who then you have to pay, a lot of teams are like, well, okay, we'll do one or the other. We'll either trade you a high pick or we'll pay a lot for that player.
Right,
but
and they did both.
They did. The Bengals did both. And so I think that it sucks to lose a player as talented as Dexter Lawrence, but if you weren't going to pay him anyways, it's almost like what Micah was saying. When the Bengals said, hey, we'll give you 10, I think it was a no-brainer kind of for the Giants to do that.
Take us through your top 10. We haven't really seen your big board yet. How do you rank the top 10 players in this
So
draft?
Caleb Downs is my top overall player. I just think that the way that he processes the game, everything that you can do with him, he can play free safety in closed formations for you. He can play as a strong safety coming downhill. He'll go man coverage against tight ends. I mean, that first week against Texas, he's locked up against Jack Endries for the game's on the line. The very last play, they throw it to him even though he's locked down, and Caleb makes the play. I mean, that's just who he is as a football player. I love Jeremiyah Love. Jeremiyah Love is one of the few very dynamic players in this class. I got him at number 2. Rueben Bain Jr. is my favorite defensive lineman in this class. I just look at everything that he was able to do this past year. They used him in a stand-up position. They used him in line. They'll use him as a 5 technique, a 4-eye. They'll use him as a wide 7. I think he can do it all. I know he's got the shorter arms. I'm very curious as to what Micah kind of thinks about the shorter arms and how that goes into defensive linemen, but I think the way he played, he was just so impactful at all times. Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, the 2 Ohio State boys, they got to be in my top 5 because of how impactful that they are. I know we'll break them down a little bit more once we get them drafted. Fernando, I don't have him as like the clear number 1 overall player in this class type of a quarterback, but he is still a top 10 player for me. I do still think this is somebody that wins football games for you. The arm talent is there for him. I think he's a worthwhile number 1 investment. I love Dillon Thieneman from Oregon. I got him in my top 10. I think I'm probably the highest on anybody for him. He reminds me a lot of sort of when Cooper DeJean was coming out. He played a little bit of a different position because DeJean was more of a corner, but Thieneman, he'll play as a free safety for you in single high sets. He'll play as a downhill safety. The way he can tackle from 12 yards out from the line of scrimmage, how reliable he is there, I think that's so impactful to his game. The 2 corners, Jermon McCoy, Mansoor Delane. Delane's a little bit more of an inside-out guy. Jermon McCoy's like, hey, press man, play cat coverage. You go, all right, you guard that cat. You make sure that he can't catch the football. That's what Jermon McCoy's all about. The only thing is he's got that knee injury. He's got that injury history, and I don't even know if he goes in the first round tonight. So we'll see. Last guy rounding it out. That's my favorite offensive lineman in the draft, Spencer Fano. I just think the way that he moves is rare for a guy who's carrying 300 pounds, and I'm going to bet on those guys all the time.
All right, that is Trevor Sikkema's big board. And for the first time in 4 years, I get to say, Micah Parsons, let's look at your big board.
Let's go.
So break me down what the process was figuring out your favorite 10. And I see you also have Caleb Downs at number 1.
Yeah. So for me, Caleb, when I think about the league, he's not a mystery piece. I think a bunch of these guys are mystery pieces. Extremely rare when it comes to, like, ability. We got fast, length, like Sonny Styles, runs the 4, fast 40, jumps out the gym, linebacker. But when you watch his tape, can he get off blocks consistently? When you watch his tape, he doesn't get comboed up to a lot. Ohio State's great. They're known for their monster defensive line. But in the NFL, it's a bunch of combo blocks, working up to the second level. Can we see that out of him? And that's something I didn't see a lot on his tape. But when I look at Caleb, what I see on his tape is, like he said, he's covering receivers. He tackles well. He can play the deep half. Like, he does it all. He's my best overall player.
I see you have Bailey 2, and Trevor had Bain 3 and Bailey 9. How do you go? Because once we get through Mendoza at 1, at 2 we're expecting a Bailey or a Reese, but why do you have Bailey over Reese? And what about the arms of Bain? But first, Bailey Reese.
All right, so Bailey, for me, it's about production. He's had the production. He's the one that I see make moves, like legit moves in this league. Like, he has the speed to get off everything that you're kind of looking for. And he finishes. Like, that's the thing in this league. Everyone gets post, but can you finish at the quarterback?
And that's an actual skill.
That's the separator. So to me, production actually does matter. Like, so for me, his production is good, and I think he can go inside and outside.
Gotcha.
So that's why I put him at number 2.
All right, I like it. We're going to check in your big board throughout. We're obviously going to check in with Trevor's big board throughout. I think now, though, it's time because we need to give respect to the Las Vegas Raiders. They are on the clock. There's about 5 minutes left until the pick. I think it's been a foregone conclusion that Mendoza will be the pick. I kind of want to have an honest conversation. It's a new era for Raiders football. They have a new coach in Kubiak. They go out there, they bring in Kirk Cousins. He's going to be the mentor. They get a new center from the Ravens, Linderbaum, who a lot of people like. They had that whole crazy Max Crosby thing this offseason where they trade him and they get him back. Where do you guys stand on Mendoza just from what you've seen as a quarterback? Is this a franchise guy? Malik, why don't you go first?
I think personally, I think that's the best move that they can go with. I mean, they've never really had a good quarterback throughout their previous years that have done anything productive to win. So I think getting this quarterback is good. I mean, you know, they have Brock Bowers. You just got your running back last year. I think having that offense, they need a quarterback that can deliver the ball, that can, you know, opposed to being a threat to defense. He delivers the ball well. I mean, I've seen his tape. He delivers the ball to receivers and only where the receiver can get the ball. And that's what I like, is a quarterback that can deliver the ball when a receiver's under pressure in spots to where only the receiver can get the ball. Rather it being back shoulder, rather it being in the red zone, him throwing the ball out on the fade ball. It don't have to be the 50-50 ball, but it needs to be the receiver's ball when it's thrown. And he's shown that he can deliver that ball to.
So when you watch a football game, that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Ball placement. Is he setting the wide receiver up? And you see that with Mendoza.
Definitely.
The fact that he seems like a super nerd that is like obsessed with the game and do you like that? Because you have a really cool quarterback. Yeah. What do you think though about this like super Kirk Cousins version of Fernando?
You know, I mean, just it shows how much he loves ball. I mean, he took, you know, his team to the national, you know, championship when nobody thought it was going to be like that the year before. So, I think with him just being and studying in his books. Knowing, you know, what's coming, you know, before it comes. I mean, Tom Brady was just like that, knowing exactly what the defense is doing, knowing where he wants the ball to go. I think if he, you know, can continue to learn ball and learn how this league gets with different coverages, you know, when you're gonna place them on Kansas City, they're gonna do a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
So basically you have to study him, you gotta know what's gonna be happening, you gotta know what's coming. So I think if he continues to do that, he'll know what's coming and he'll deliver the ball in the right spots.
Micah, what's your honest read on Mendoza?
I think he's good, bro. But when you think of like #1 picks, like in a century, like I just don't know. Like #1 is just such a blessing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it like.
All right, you know what? Let's do this. We'll let Trevor break it down officially, and then because you're cooking something right.
Yeah.
All right. Like we're good. The pick is officially in. The #1 pick of the draft has been selected. Fernando Mendoza, from a 2-star recruit who was 140th in his class, a Heisman Trophy winner, a national champion, and now the first pick in the NFL draft for the Las Vegas Raiders, a new era, Trevor Sikkema of Raiders football.
Yeah, look, we've been talking about it for 4 months. Let's break it down officially here. I think first and foremost, Fernando Mendoza, he's built like an NFL quarterback. He's got the frame. He's over 6'4". He's almost 6'5". He's almost 240 pounds. Obviously, he's got the accolades to him as well. Wins the Heisman Trophy, wins the national championship, wins all of the big games that you want to see. Reminds me a little bit of Carson Palmer when Carson Palmer was cooking back in his day, both with the Arizona Cardinals and with the Cincinnati Bengals. Very similar build with these guys, and I think they played a pretty similar play style as well. When you watch Palmer at his best, going to what Malik was talking about, that's ball placement. That's not just accuracy. Like, that's ball placement right there. And I think that Mendoza has flashed those moments as well. Here we go, back at the end zone, putting it where only his receiver can get it for a touchdown. Same thing. This is a little bit of what Micah was talking about that you need in the NFL. Playing under pressure. You got the blitz coming right at you, delivering that ball there. Not exactly the same play here for Mendoza, but right in the breadbasket, 50 yards down the field. And so I think that comparison between those guys, they both had a little bit of extra athleticism to them as well. And the thing that I love the most about Mendoza, talk about him being a franchise quarterback. This is a player that you believe in. This is the fourth quarter of the national championship game. You score this football, you basically seal it up in your national champions. And this is a moment where Fernando didn't even do it with just his arm. He did it with his legs. Okay, you see the play. All right, it's breaking down a little bit here. He knows that he's got a quick takeoff if the pocket breaks like this. So he saw it, makes a guy miss. Okay, makes a tackle miss there. Takes a hit, stays on his feet, going in the end zone, takes a shot to the open ribs, extending the football to go win the national championship. Look at how many offensive linemen have their hand in the air right here. This is what that kind of a play does for you. So to me, like, those are the moves that I love for Fernando Mendoza as well. So I'm with Malik. I think that this is a player that is worth a #1 overall pick, certainly in this class. Is he Joe Burrow? Is he Trevor Lawrence? Is he Caleb Williams? No, not quite. But it is somebody that I think is worth investing in. And because of that, I'm giving this pick an A+. Because the Raiders have built the entire offseason around being ready for this guy. So job well done, and then finish the job here with an A+.
All right, now for our counterpoint. What scares you about him, Micah?
Can y'all bring up that roster again for me, please? They had the depth of the...
The depth of the Raiders?
Yes.
After this clip, they'll put it up.
Okay.
You can see it to your right over there.
Okay. I get what he's saying, but I can't say they built this offense ready for Mendoza. Like, this isn't an offense where I'm saying, all right, he's going in with a #1 receiver. He has someone like Malik Nabers caliber, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase. Brock Bowers is still their best offensive weapon on this team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So do I say, like, my thing is, like, with the Raiders, I would say if I can't get the best player at that position value, do I trade back? Do I get rid of this #1 pick and continue to go best available until you're in a position? Because
who would you have taken?
It just depends what pick they were at. They traded back.
But at 1, you still would have taken Mendoza.
Yeah, you almost have to, but
yeah.
it's at this position. Does this team win you more than 5 games this year where you're not in the same position and you have the Arch Mannings of next year? I'm not saying Arch can make a jump, but there's more quarterbacks coming into this next draft. Does he win you 5 games, or does Kirk stay this way? Like, I just don't think this offense is ready to make that jump to say, oh, they're going to be a playoff contention right away.
I think what he's saying there with the quarterbacks in 2027 is valid. Like, I still would have gone with Mendoza here.
Right.
And it sounds like, like if you're picking at 1, so would Micah. But the 2027 class does look like it could be kind of special. And that's more towards the why Ty Simpson might not go tonight. Why Garrett Nussmeier might go later than what we think. Because there's going to be a lot of teams that are like, hey, we might as well just wait on quarterback, but I don't think the Raiders really had that.
But it's still all about a what ifs. Like, what if they live up to what we all claim they're going to be? I mean, do you rather get them now or potentially mess up later down the line? I mean, personally, I think that the Raiders will get on the clock again soon and get a receiver. Nobody's high on
That
You talked about the Raiders not making the playoffs. The Jets have missed the playoffs for 15 straight years. Aaron Glenn is feeling the pressure right now. Their quarterback is Geno Smith. There is no quarterback available really at this value right now. They need help wide receivers. They need help quarterbacks. The pick is in. The New York Jets will determine the rest of the flow of this draft, and they are going with the second pick I'm like nervous because it could be anybody. It could be Bailey Reese. We've been debating it for months. Wow. David Bailey is the pick. David Bailey, and just like that, Micah Parsons is right again.
I mean,
unbelievable.
I like the pick.
#1 in college football in sacks, a unanimous All-American. David Bailey transfers from Stanford to Texas Tech and puts up the best pass rushing season in the country. The Jets have chronically been searching for that edge, and they got him, Trevor Sikkema. Break it down.
So, David Bailey, you mentioned it. He's got the accolades. He's got the sacks, best pass rush win percentage in college football over the last 2 seasons. He's built like a stand-up outside linebacker, which is perfect for where the Jets are going, is that odd front team. When I look at how he projects, I look at that first step explosiveness, and I think Chop Robinson from Penn State, very similar to how David Bailey won. It's all about that elite first step off the line of scrimmage. So both these guys built pretty similarly, and I think that their game is pretty similar as well. How they're getting off the ball, how they're winning. David Bailey, you mentioned, Micah, the relentlessness. I mean, that's a perfect rep right there. You hit one move, you get to the next blocker, you hit a spin move, you're getting into the lap of the quarterback. So again, I think that Chop Robinson hitting that inside move, using that first step, I mean, that's exactly how you want to win as an edge rusher. All of that to say, Micah said we got to be a little bit controversial, so here's where we'll start. I had Arvell Reese and I had Rueben Bain ranked ahead of David Bailey. So I'm giving this a B. For number 2 overall with David Bailey.
All right. Micah, your position group.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You know, I think this is a better pick. I think you gotta understand Aaron Glenn's calling the defense this year. When Aaron Glenn had the number 1 defense, he had Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson is more of this than Rueben Bain and Arvell Reese. Arvell Reese is mysterious. He's mysterious. He's an off-ball linebacker like myself that guys want to say he can be a rusher, stand up, but he's off-ball. You're not taking an off-ball linebacker at number 2. So I think this is the best pick you're going to get. It's more resemblance of a Hutchinson that he's used to playing with. This is Aaron Glenn's defense this year. Rueben Bain is not Aaron Glenn's guy. You know what I mean? Like, this is more of a better pick for the New York Jets and for what Aaron Glenn wants to run. I think this is the A grade for coaching and understanding your system.
Are you worried about how he plays with power specifically? Because I feel like I listen to a lot of offensive tackles. You know, there's some great ones around there who are doing content now, like Teron Armstead's one of them, where you talk to Teron, he's like, the main thing that I feared was power. And when I watch Rueben, he's great off the line of scrimmage, but I worry about him being powerful enough, that speed to power conversion, just handling things at the line of scrimmage. Do you worry about that with him? Because I do.
See, that's the thing. He's 275. So it's
Big
not
boy.
so much of the power, but him not
Bailey's
using it
251.
more, that's the word.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Bailey.
Oh,
Bailey?
Bailey?
Yeah, Bailey with power.
See-
Because he's a little bit lighter of a rusher, and I get worried about if he has enough power for the league.
See, I would say that, but I'm 252. Like,
But you play with more power. You know you play with more
I
power
do,
than David
but
Bailey.
power is something that you kind of develop more as a pro. In college, like, you're not getting fully developed. It's kind of like best on best. Like, that's what college is.
Yeah.
Now, when you get around a coach, a system, they're going to teach you those kind of things. So I think those is the type of things that you develop as a pro.
Yeah.
Like, no one's coming to the NFL complete. I've been coached still to this day and learned great things from coaches. He will develop. He's going to have to use it, and he's going to learn that early because these guys in the league, the tackles are good. They're better than college guys.
You got a final thought on this?
I mean, I like the pick. I mean, you trade guys on defense. You traded the Jermaine Johnson. You got Javonte Sweat, and you just traded your linebacker too.
Yeah.
So you're gonna need somebody on defense, and like he said, this is a good guy off the ball. He's running through, got great finesse. He reminds me of you, spin move, get off a block. So I like this pick for the Jets. I think it's gonna be the one to change the franchise? Probably not. Have some little work to do, but
Yeah.
I like the decision on the pick.
I think it's in fact that his visit was canceled with the Jets and they still take him is a conversation that I cannot wait to go down. But this is where the draft can get really crazy. There have been reports for weeks that the Arizona Cardinals would love to trade down from the 3rd pick. They're in a position where we've heard maybe it's going to be Jeremiyah Love. Maybe they go an offensive lineman here. Malik, what's your gut telling you? What you clapped? What are you thinking?
I hope they trade out.
Who would you like to see trade in? There are some other teams in the top 10 over there.
I would just like to see the Raiders pick a receiver.
Well, they're not coming back up to 3.
Not to 3.
Yeah.
Not in that spot. I don't really know who would need another pick.
I think Kansas City would do it.
There's rumors of Kansas City. There's
Yeah.
rumors of the New Orleans Saints, and there have been rumors of the Dallas Cowboys possibly trading up.
Yeah.
Micah, what are you thinking? Because this is where the draft can go crazy. It could either be an Arvell Reese, or it could be a Jeremiyah Love, or it could be completely off the board. What do you think, Micah?
I think they should trade out too.
But
I don't think there's one player at this value that
needs to go
changes
to
their
that team.
franchise.
Yeah, that needs to go.
They need so much. They need draft capital. You know what I mean? So it'll be very interesting to see what happens.
So the rumors thus far, Trevor, have been Jeremiyah Love, Arvell Reese, and Mauigoa, and maybe Sonny Styles. What
Right.
does your gut say? What did you mock them at?
I think that it's what I've heard lately is Jeremiyah Love, but to me, that's a little crazy. I mean, this is a team that has a lot of offensive line needs. Like, Jeremiyah Love's a phenomenal player, but do you get yourself in a situation like with the Raiders last year where they draft Ashton Genty, but then I mean, you can't run anywhere because the offensive line was what it needed to be. I mean, the early days when Saquon was with the Giants, it was kind of sometimes the same way as well. So to me, I've heard Love, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're going to
see.
find out.
Pick is in, so it didn't get traded, right?
Yes, you're right.
Oh
So
my gosh.
3-14. It will be the first year for Coach Mike LaFleur. They have Nathaniel Hackett now taking over at OC. But it is the pick for Monty, the GM of the Arizona Cardinals. And they do go Jeremiyah Love. And Malik Nabers is smacking the couch. So before we start, what are you feeling right now? Is this someone you clearly wanted?
Yeah, I mean, granted, do I love my running backs I have now? Absolutely.
Yes. No, we're, yeah.
You know, but having that kind of running back in the backfield with Jackson, with Jackson, bro, you don't know who's getting the ball.
Right.
He's a home
Could have
run
been
back.
a Thunder Lightning with Cam.
Home run back. You know, the defense have to come down and play that.
So this is the guy you wanted.
It gives me an opportunity to not face double coverage. You have to bring him down. They got Jackson back there with J Love, so it's like you got to pick your poison.
And what you're saying is the exact reason the Arizona Cardinals took this player. He averaged 6.9 yards a carry as a sophomore. Came back as a junior, averaged 6.9 again. 40 touchdowns, 0 lost fumbles, a Doak Walker Award winner, and the Cardinals clearly believe the best is still ahead. Trevor Sikkema, a running back at 3.
Yeah, running back at 3. We'll talk about the analytics of that in a second because we're just going to talk about how good Jeremiyah Love is really quick. I mean, the overall size, the explosiveness that this guy has, he's been the best running back in all of college football, it feels like, for the last 2 seasons. He reminds me of Jahmyr Gibbs and how Jahmyr Gibbs plays, where every single time Gibbs touches the football, he could take it to the house. Obviously, Love is a little bit bigger, but when you watch some of these plays, I'm going to get my Chris Berman on here in a second. You give the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs. What? You get a spin move in there. You get right away from the defender. Okay, now you're putting your foot in the ground. He's just a person who can make you miss at all times. Here we go again. What? Spin move right there. I mean, these guys and what they are able to do from an agility, a balance, a home run hitting standpoint. Again, watch Jahmyr Gibbs here. This is an inside zone type of a play, but it doesn't matter. He gets out to the outside. We got a good block there. We're off to the races. Same thing with Jeremiyah Love here. An inside zone play to one side. He hits the backside cut, and he's making dudes miss all over the place. So that's what we're talking about with these caliber of athletes, and that's why he reminds me of a Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, all that to say, I got to remember that everything that goes into a pick here. Not only do you have now the most expensive running back room in the NFL, I still think that you have offensive line needs, and you probably had good trade back options that you did not take. I'm once again giving this a B- here because I think that you could have done a little bit better with this pick, even though I love the player that they are acquiring.
All right, we're having a discussion here. Malik said he's nasty. And then, Micah, you said he's not Jahmyr Gibbs. So why don't you go? Because Malik already talked about how much he loves him.
Honestly, like, if I didn't get traded to the Packers, I wouldn't have known how good Gibbs is. But Gibbs is exceptional. He's one of the freakiest players. And people, it says Gibbs ran 4.36 or whatever, 4.34 or whatever. I don't even know what it came up as. But I swear to God, he plays like a 4.2, a 4.1 with pads on.
4.1.
With pads on.
Tell me about Jeremiyah, because I know you like the player.
Yeah, I love the player. Jeremiyah was top 5 on my board. I just get worried, like he said, is he the number 3 pick? It's not that I disagree with the pick, but is there enough around him where it makes the run game elite? Like, that's what people are
They were 31st in rushing the ball last year at about 93 yards per game. But you're right, like, other than Paris Johnson on the offensive line, there's a lot of holes there.
Yeah,
and they just signed Ty Algier.
I feel like he's going to have to overuse his talent there. I mean,
to overcome, a little bit like Genty last year.
No, a little bit like when Saquon got drafted. You got to do the most, got to jump, got to juke, got to spin just to, create a spark and play on that team. So, I mean, I rate this as a C pick because like, you don't give him an opportunity to showcase his talent.
I like this perspective from the player where it's like, I want this guy to succeed because he's nasty, and I'm worried he's not in a good position. That's a cool thing. I've never thought of that.
Like, I look at, like, if I'm a GM, right? Look at the Bengals, right? They took Joe Burrow that year, right? The next year, they could have took Sewell.
Right.
But who they took? They said Jamar Chase.
Jamar.
We need to help Joe. When I look at these first 3 picks, I just don't see the help around them where it takes them to the next level. where this player can go all pro, Pro Bowler right away. That's the thing. Like, I want these guys to be all pro, Pro Bowlers. Like, Gibbs, he walked into amazing offensive line.
Yes.
Decker, Ragnow, Sewell.
Yeah.
We're taking him at 12 because we know our offensive line is great, and he's just going to make this exponentially greater.
Trevor, I know you want to break down the cards, but can we look at the Titans?
Yes.
Because we're at that point in the draft. And by the way, for everyone out there, they changed the draft this year from 10 minutes a pick to 8 minutes a pick. And you can tell right now we're feeling it. This thing has pace to it. But the Tennessee Titans now are sitting there with Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles available.
Yeah, right.
What do you think here? Because they got the best of both worlds for their new coach, Robert Saleh.
Yeah, so it felt like if Jeremiyah Love got to number 4, he was going to potentially be on the board. Maybe he's their number 1 player. That's kind of how it felt. But here we have the situation where he's not even there. I do love both of those players for them. I think both Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles both complement this team very, very well. I think Arvell Reese probably plays at this spot instead of Olaivavega Ioane as that speed rusher for them, and then Styles would play that Mike linebacker. He'd be that quarterback of the defense type of player. So either of those two guys, I think Robert Saleh would be very, very happy with, especially for that even front that he likes to play.
And you definitely think it's between those two?
It feels like it is, yes. I'd be shocked if it's anything other than that.
All right, we're going to find out. So no trades thus far in a draft where we thought there could be a lot of trades. The Tennessee Titans with their brand new coach, Robert Saleh.
Oh, my.
You got to be kidding me. Wow, the eyebrows are raised for Malik Nabers. We got a receiver going at pick number 4. The Tennessee Titans shock everybody and get a weapon for Cam Ward. Wow, the big number here, 77%. That is Carnell Tate's catch rate on throws beyond 12 yards, number 1 in the country, a second-team All-American. The Titans just drafted a receiver who converts a lot of first downs and is a model of consistency. But we were not expecting this. Trevor Sikkema, what do you think about Carnell Tate?
I am shocked here that this is the pick. Now, a lot of people had Carnell Tate as wide receiver 1 in this draft because of what he can do as a vertical wide receiver. And you can understand that. When I look at his comparison, he's bigger than Devontae Smith, but I feel like they play similarly. Like they're able to cut on those deep vertical routes deep down the field. This is more of a play style than necessarily like a body comp. So when you look at some of these plays from both of these guys back to back, I mean, you'll see that. Carnell Tate, you'll see his vertical ability, getting off the line of scrimmage clean. I know he wasn't facing press coverage there, but you get in a situation where you're double covered. He goes up to get it, contested catch deep down the field like you were talking about. This is salivating for Cam Ward, right? This is what Cam Ward wanted on this team. Devontae Smith, you see that vertical ability from him there as well, and we'll get 2 more plays each here from these guys to just highlight that similarity of what they can do as vertical receivers. I love that Carnell Tate went up to attack that ball when it was in the air. And then the same thing here for Devontae Smith. Again, a vertical type of receiver that can come down with the tough contested catches there. That was a little bit of a highlight one with that one-handed catch. When you look at the Tennessee Titans, this is really what we're talking about here. Malachi Lemon, not really a consistent deep threat. Wan'Dale Robinson, not a consistent deep threat. Calvin Ridley, not a consistent deep threat. Gunnar Helm, same thing. So you have 4 of your top receiving options right here, not really vertical receivers. This is something they don't have on the offense right now. And so when I look at Carnell Tate, I think this is early for this player, but it does fill a need that they have on their team. I'm still going with the B for this here for Carnell Tate because I do like the player. I like the scheme fit. But again, Carnell Tate was a little bit further down my board. I would have went a different direction here.
And now we go to our resident wide receiver, Malik Nabers. Your thought on Carnell Tate? And be real.
Okay, I mean, I want him to come to LSU. Coming out of high school, I took him on his visit. Well, I was there when he visited. And I wanted him to come there. He's a very talented player. Like you say, can high point the ball. But, he's going to do tremendous in Coach Dave's offense. I was in that offense. Right. It's going to be a hard offense to learn, but he's a very smart player. He's going to get it. Wan'Dale is there, so he's definitely going to help him. But I don't think that, this is a draft to draft a receiver. I just don't think that high. Like, that's high.
I was going to say, you were the 6th pick in the draft, and your skill set compared to Carnell Tate, You were saying, do you see him as a number one in the NFL?
No, I don't see him being a number one. He hasn't been the number one on the team that he's been on. I mean, you have to be a number one on the team that you're coming from to be a number one receiver that the team that you're going to. Because they're going to trust you a lot to be the first person that they throw the ball to, the first person they count on to win the rep. You have to be that. You can't be the second. Anybody can do it. What you mean?
JSN was never number one.
Bro, JSN was different, though.
Hold on. No, you said you got to be number one on the team that you're coming from. JSN was not number one. Bro, you got to understand, the number one player will probably be the number one pick next year.
He wasn't the number one on the team he went to first. DK was.
Exactly.
Okay,
but
then
that's
he
what I'm saying.
fulfilled that role the next year after that. But they still continue to put
so give him a chance to fulfill the role.
I'm saying he's going into that now.
Yeah, but the person that was the number one is probably going to be the number one pick next year.
Jeremiyah is special. You had Carnell in your top 10, so clearly you think he's talented, but what do you think about him going at 4?
I like the pick.
You do?
This is the exact thing that I was talking about. Yeah, you probably need defense. Yeah, you probably need offensive line, but you need to help Cam Ward. Calvin really hasn't really been on the field a lot the last couple of years. They really don't have a guy they can really go to deep downfield. Like Trevor said, this makes sense. And this is what I mean when you're drafting, you're a GM. You got Brian DeBull, a great offensive coordinator. You got Cam Ward with the arm talent. How do I help my quarterback? How do I help the person I took number one overall and develop him into the franchise player we want to be without screwing the organization? That is the guy that you're saying, he's our number one guy, and that's what, you got to see out of the Raiders over the next couple of years. Do we put forward to the guy that we chose number one? This makes the most sense. You have to help Cam Ward. Not in the second round there's a big drop after the top 5 receivers. It's a big drop.
Up next is the New York Giants, and I just saw that there is a trade for the 6th pick. I just saw Schefter. I'm just going to say it. The Chiefs apparently moved up to 6 to the Browns, but we're not focusing on that. The Giants are up. Can we put up the big board of who is available for the Giants?
Yes.
So here's available. Who do you want at 5?
Caleb Downs.
So you would love Caleb Downs at 5?
Definitely, 100%. I played against him my junior year in college, and I watched him as a freshman run the whole defense. And he was running the defense,
Nick Saban's
calling it out, running freely, tackling everybody. We finished the game, and I watched, and I seen the box, and I didn't understand how he had that many tackles or how he was flying around. And I was appalled that freshman was running around like he was running stuff. And I was so surprised. He's calling routes out. I'm lining up, he's calling my routes out.
There's a chance that he could be available at 10 just because of the positional value.
Just because of the position,
If not Caleb Downs at 5, and maybe they get him later, who else on that big board would you like?
There's nobody else that I would pick 5. There's nobody that I would pick 5.
What about a Jordyn Tyson? There's been a lot of rumors with the Giants, so he would be in that wide receiver room with you. Yes,
understand, okay, you draft a receiver at 5 and you put him, on side of me, yes. But you're basically going to pay him, more than me.
Right.
And I'm your number 1 receiver.
Right.
So that's basically saying, okay,
that's
cool. Right. Here's what I'm getting. So you're basically going to pay him more than me. Then after that, it's like you paid him, and I'm going on year 3. In 2 more years, he's going to be in year 3, and I'm probably going to be in contract. You're basically saying, okay, cool, we had our number 1, but we already drafted the number 1 receiver at 5. We can just trade Malik and just put him in the role. You feel what I'm saying? And then start over.
That's the NFL cycle.
Hey, that's how it gets, buddy. Welcome to my world.
He hit him with a buddy.
And now he's on night. You're going to Green Bay.
Jordyn Tyson, make it funny.
Make it funny, he says. Oh, that would be insane. Oh, okay. I'll tell you what, man. What a fall for him. That's a beautiful spot. And now you think about all the pass rushers with the New York Giants. This is sensational. This draft is starting to get crazy. Carnell Tate started it. A consensus All-American, the youngest edge prospect in this draft. This guy is just 20 years old, but Arvell Reese is packed with potential, and the Giants believe he's just getting started, Trevor Sikkema. You look like you're in shock right now.
Where does he play? Where does it? Hold on. I'm gonna go to his card in a second. But where does he play? We're already in a spot where Kayvon Thibodeau is not even listed here on the depth chart because you have the two outside linebackers in Brian Burns and Abdul Carter. Arvell Reese said he wants to be an edge rusher. He's not primarily an off-ball linebacker. You're not going to put him here, especially in a 3-4. You're not going to play him as an inside linebacker as a 3-4. I love Arvell Reese, but where's he going to play? That is what is so shocking to me. I mean, the player overall, freak show athlete. I mean, we watch him. I mean, he's sitting right around like 240 pounds. You talk about guys I'm not really worried about playing with power at the NFL level. Reese will stack offensive tackles. I mean, he doesn't even need that much of a runway to be able to stack offensive tackles and hold them at the line of scrimmage. He reminds me of Nolan Smith in Philadelphia. How both these guys, he's got a little bit more height to him, but both of these guys sort of the same when it comes to overall weight, sort of the same when it comes to that elite athleticism. And Nolan was somebody who he played off ball, he played on ball. He needed a little bit of time to really master that edge rush work. You see these guys, and I think that they do win in pretty similar ways. You see Nolan, he's in that wide 7 alignment. Watch what he does with all this cushion. Turns that speed into power, collapses the pocket, and gets a sack there on the Giants. Sorry about that, Malik. I didn't pick that clip. Don't hold it against me. Arvell Reese does the same thing. He gets a runway. He's able to use that speed to power, bull rushes that offensive tackle to the ground. I mean, this is the talent that these guys have. Again, we see it right here from Nolan, who's able to this time hit a little chop rip, get to the outside shoulder against the left tackle there. And Arvell Reese, he can kind of do the same thing. When you give him a little bit of a runway, he can attack that outside shoulder. Same thing, that chop move, getting back into the quarterback's lap. And so I think that this is a hell of a football player. I think Arvell Reese is awesome. I don't know where he plays for the Giants. I mean, unless they're trading Kayvon Thibodeau tonight, even then, you've got a little bit of a logjam. Now, they could just be saying, hey, you can never have too many pass rushers, and that's fine. But for the Giants, I got to give this a B here and no higher. I love the player.
Right.
But where does he play on this team? I am so shocked by this pick. And you know what, Adam? I wonder if the Chiefs are kicking themselves because you said they're traded up to 6. I bet they traded up to 6 thinking there's no way the Giants are taking Arvell Reese because I think Reese would have been perfect for Kansas City.
Let's make sense. Malik, your reaction to your new teammate.
I mean, I love the player. Don't get me wrong. I love the player, but just like he said, like where do you play? Like you wanna be on the outside and rush, but we just drafted somebody last year to do that same position.
2022 with the 5th pick, Kayvon Thibodeau, and then last year with the 3rd pick, Abdul Carter. So it's 3 times in the top 5 in the last 4 years they've gone edge.
The reason why I said Caleb Downs, and I know it's going to be...
There's still a chance they can get him at 10.
And it's still, yeah, but I'm saying, though, like, you have to get them when they're available. It's not saying that he's going to be there at 10. And because we just traded Dex,
right?
You need interior D-line. I understand getting outside backer, he wants to rush, okay, cool. But I'm saying, though, when you eliminate something from there, you have to put something in the back end to be secure.
Micah, you were the guy that started this whole, he's a linebacker, he can play edge. Because you came in your rookie year. Do you see that in Arvell Reese?
I just think it's not proven.
Doesn't mean it can't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't mean this can't happen. That's why, for me, on my big board, Reese was way down.
You did have him lower than other people.
He is a prospect. This is not, like, I'm with him. They should have took Downs. He's not somebody I'm taking at 5 when I got those rushers. Now you're saying, we're making you a linebacker. You have no choice. But that's probably the best option for them because you have Tremaine Edmonds. He roams the middle. Tremaine Edmonds is a legit linebacker. Now you're putting in the position to say, okay, we lost Dex. We got Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns on the outside. Pick your poison on a double team if we're going to run inside blitzes. But do you understand? Harbaugh's there now.
Yeah.
He runs a lot of that 3-4 blitz scheme, 4-3. It makes sense for the pick. I see why they wanted him, but he was never going to be an edge in top 5. I think people got that completely misconstrued. I got drafted at 12 as a linebacker, and then I transitioned to defensive end. I never got drafted as a defensive end. So that's like a
there was
bad
like a bunch
comp.
of injuries that you had to go.
Exactly. So that is a bad comp to say we're drafting him to be a defensive end. You're not taking that risk in the top 10 to say we're making you an edge off a linebacker tape.
It'll be interesting.
Especially when majority of his sacks were from off the ball.
For sure.
So it's not, I don't know why people put that out there. We're drafting him to be a linebacker.
Sounds like it was BPA,
who
best
can,
player available. And this
exactly.
is who they had at the top of their list. Can we talk? I'm sorry, man. I have to keep cutting these short because
No,
you want to put a button on it real quick?
No, I would just say if you're going to take an off-ball linebacker, I don't know why you're not taking Sonny at that point. He's going to play off-ball linebacker for you.
But what league are we in now, bro?
Yeah. So the Chiefs have traded up.
Linebackers.
The Chiefs had the 9th pick in the draft, and they have traded up to the 6th. Do we have any details of what they gave up for this pick?
I did not see. The
pick is in. So the Chiefs have moved up. The team with Patrick Mahomes in a different window than everybody else. And who did they trade up for? I think you bring up a great point. Maybe it was for Arvell, and they didn't think he'd actually go. And they go with Mansoor Delane, the cornerback out of LSU. If you look at the teams that could have been there, Washington and the Saints, maybe they were afraid that they were going to take them. But Kansas City had a lot of departures this offseason from the cornerback position, and they believe they got the best. From Blacksburg to Baton Rouge and now to Kansas City, Mansoor Delane's journey lands him as the first cornerback off the board, a unanimous All-American, and the 6th pick for the Kansas City Chiefs, Trevor.
All right, so you lose Trent McDuffie, you put in Mansoor Delane. My comp for him, Denzel Ward. I mean, when these guys are at their best, it's the footwork, it's the foot quickness, it's how they can mirror these wide receivers. They're built pretty similarly, and I think that they play pretty similarly as well. You see Denzel Ward here at the bottom. Watch the footwork. It's always right underneath him. It's so quick. He's able to stick with those receivers, and boom, there's an interception right there. I think Mansoor Delane is able to do the same thing. Not a press alignment from him, but he can certainly play press. He's got a little bit of shorter arms, but I think that he is a hell of a cornerback. The way that he moves, that foot quickness that he has, you'll see Denzel Ward come down and defend the run as well. Mansoor Delane will do that too. He's not afraid to put his shoulder on the chest of a wide receiver, a ball carrier, whoever it is. He's not afraid to get into the run game and really help out, but he's willing to play physical as well on those shorter routes. So to me, if you can become Denzel Ward, obviously this is one heck of a pick because you're out Trent McDuffie and you're adding this guy. I don't really love the one in, one out. We'll see what they ended up having to trade for him, but I'll give this one a B+. I like this player a lot, and I do like the versatility that he comes with. Again, I don't love the fact that you just traded Trent McDuffie just to then trade up and draft another corner. I don't know if I love that from them, but I do think this is a really good player, and I think Steve Spagnuolo's got somebody who can move inside and out the way that Trent McDuffie did.
LSU. What do we think about this guy? I'm sure you've been watching him all year.
Yeah, I got my share on this kid. Tried to come guard me one time off season last year, didn't end up well, but I think with Spag's defense, with this type of style that he plays, he's very good at knowing, concepts. I feel like he's very good with feet, just like, guy they just traded away.
Yes.
So I feel like that's a
Trevor
great pick for them. And he's going to do well in that defense, just knowing the scheme and just knowing, concepts. He does great, with that.
Do you believe he's a #1 corner? Do you believe he is a 6th pick in the draft?
I believe he's a #1 corner for that defense.
Gotcha. That exact style of defense.
Scheme for sure.
Trevor, here are the details. They traded 9, 74, and 148. So it looks like their 1st-round pick, a 3rd-round pick, and then a 5th-round pick.
That's too much for me. That's too much for me to go up. But I mean, you went up 3 spots, and you're in a situation where I think they would have been happy with Rueben Bain. I think they would have been happy with perhaps even Sonny Styles, right? I mean, like, I think there's a world where they could have been happy with a handful of players. I mean, Downs is still on the board, right? You just play the math game. Like, okay, if the Saints take Rueben Bain, if Washington takes Caleb Downs, like you still have you can still have Jordyn Tyson. You could draft any offensive tackle you want. You could have drafted Sonny Styles. I don't know, man. They must really, really love this player because other than that, that's a lot to give up there. I'd probably change this maybe to just a B or a B- because again, I like the player, but how these teams are going about acquiring these guys, I just feel as though the value's not quite there all the way around.
What do you think, Micah?
I thought it was a good pick. I say that strictly because they didn't just lose McDuffie. They lost Jalen Watson, too.
Yeah, they did.
I think people misconstrued this. McDuffie was a cap casualty. They had so much money tied into other players that they were paying, and they couldn't afford them. That's a cap casualty player. There's nothing against McDuffie, but you have to go get a corner. You lost 2 starting corners last year. This is a position of need.
And the pick is in for Washington, and your guy, Dan Quinn, gets himself an absolute monster at the linebacker position. Sonny Styles from Ohio State. Talk about an incredible athlete that could be a gnarly chess piece. Sonny Styles, a first-team All-American, a 43.5-inch vertical, and Dan Quinn just finds himself maybe a little Micah Parsons clone. Let's see if Trevor Sikkema agrees, and we're going to go to Micah Parsons. Trevor?
I'm not calling anybody a Micah Parsons clone. Mike is one of the best in the NFL, what he does. That'd be crazy for me to do that. But I do think Sonny is phenomenal as an off-ball linebacker. Adam was talking about just the combine freak that he was, that he put on a show there in Indianapolis. And I think that his recognition is an underrated part of his game. Everybody talks about the athlete that he is, but how quickly he processes this year, that was really the difference. That's why he reminds me of a player like Demario Davis. Played a long time for the Jets, played a long time for the Saints, and he is at his best. Obviously, you see the measurables, somewhat the same for those guys, but really it's how they play. Watch Demario Davis here sift by all the offensive and defensive linemen, cleanly gets to the running back there for that tackle. Sonny Styles does the same thing. Watch him on this play. Shift to his right, shoulder stay square to the line of scrimmage. Boom. He meets the ball carrier when he needs to and stops that play himself. Davis here. Watch how quickly Demario Davis recognizes this screen. He is there before Bucky Irving can even turn around to make that play, and Sonny Styles can do that same type of stuff. We saw that with him at Ohio State this past season. I love this player. I love when you get the opportunity to combine the athleticism, the build, the strength, and then the IQ, how quickly you anticipate things and how quickly you change things. Look, Caleb Downs is a phenomenal football player. Arvell Reese, phenomenal football player. They got the freedom that they had on that defense because their defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, knew that this guy was in the middle. So that's where it all begins, in my opinion. And I think because of that, him getting to go and play with a guy like Dan Quinn, this is an A pick for me. I love this. I think he's the cornerstone of that defense moving forward.
Micah Parsons, Dan Quinn.
Hey, I think this pick makes the most sense knowing Dan Quinn. He loves a fast, ferocious linebacker. And I think this is why the Chiefs traded up. They needed to take Delane from Washington. Washington was probably going to take Delane if Sonny was still there. Even if that's why they traded up. Washington's biggest need has been a corner. They traded for the guy from the Saints.
Marshawn Lattimore.
Marshawn Lattimore didn't pan out.
Nope.
This is why the Chiefs traded up, and Sonny just makes the most sense at this pick. You know, Dan Quinn, I think, they had Bobby Wagner over the last couple of years, but they needed somebody fast. The division they're in with Saquon, I think he can develop into a serious linebacker. A serious linebacker is just about how is Dan Quinn going to use him. What's he going to do? Is he going to be more of a cover guy? Is he going to be more downhill? Because they got Louvu too. So Louvu and him is going to be a great tandem. It's going to be very interesting to see how this guy pans out.
Malik, what's your take on it?
I think repairing him with Louvu is a great idea. I mean, not signing Bobby Wagner back, you're going to need somebody to fulfill that spot. So I think this is a good pick for that defensive scheme for sure. And I thought that they was going to get Downs. I'm not sure.
And that's what I'm saying.
They
Suddenly,
need safety
at
work
10,
for sure.
The
If
Giants,
they didn't get the corner, you definitely going to need somebody else to help the corner.
there's a chance you can get him at 10 now. Like, there's a real chance that he could fall there.
Personally, I think now he definitely goes to the Saints. I mean, one of his fellow Alabama.
Saints are up
Kool-Aid,
next, and the Browns in that 9 spot. We know that they've been looking at offensive line. So unless the Saints take him, the Giants are going to have a chance at Caleb Downs. One other cool note on Sonny Styles. 1995, so 31 years ago, his dad was taken with the 77th pick, and now he goes as the 6th pick, or 7th pick in the NFL draft. A really, really cool story.
Oh, shit, the Giants traded pick 10, bro.
So you're looking at the comment section of YouTube.
I thought it was going to be 5.
To all the YouTube commenters, brought to you by Wayfair. I don't know if people in the chat are that locked in. If you are, let's just know that you got Micah Parsons right there, and that was good.
No.
By the way, did you tell me that Micah Parsons is 7 for 7 right now in terms of his big board? That all 7 picks were in your top 10?
In his top 10, yeah.
Yeah. So if these 3 go, if somehow Olaivavega Ioane goes to Cleveland, like there's a chance that this could hit. Tyson could totally go. Like this could totally, you could go 10 for 10.
So I just want to. If that goes, can we talk about? You gave him a hell of an intro. Can we say Micah Parsons is the big board king?
No, we'll switch jackets. You'll be over here. You can do the magic board.
The Joe Montana of the draft.
Come on, bro. It's time.
The New Orleans Saints are now on the clock.
Who did we try to pick with that?
They got Tyler Shook, which kind of shocked people. Remember how we reacted to him last year, and then he actually had a great rookie season. They have Chris Olave coming up on a fifth-year option. They did sign Etienne, which was a bit of a surprise, but we know what's happening with Kamara. And Cam Jordan is 36 years old. Demario Davis moves on, so it's a little bit of a changing of the guards there. Sikkema, do you want to lead us off with where your gut tells you for the Saints?
Could have been a potential Sonny Styles landing spot. Obviously, he's off the board. I know Malik was talking about, hey, it could be Caleb Downs as well. I wondered if they go safety because they do have Justin Reed. Jonas Sanker did play pretty well for them as a rookie last year. I think looking at Quincy Riley and Kool-Aid McKinstry on the outside, maybe this was a place where Mansoor Delane was going to go off the board. But I think really I'm leaning Jordyn Tyson or Rueben Bain here. Those are one of the two players. And the reason why I say Jordyn Tyson is because they have Chris Olave on this side. But then it's Devon Vele and it's Mason Tippin. And they know that with Tyler Shook's big arm, they need somebody else who could be a dynamic playmaker for them. You feel good about the offensive line, especially sliding David Edwards in there at that left guard spot. But to me, this is either Jordyn Tyson or, depending on how you feel like Rueben Bain Jr. could fit into this 3-4 defensive front, I think he's an option as well. So those are the top two players for me that I think the Saints are going to be thinking about.
Mr. Big Board, who do you think they take here?
I want to say Tyson. Someone to compare with Olave. They didn't extend Olave yet, so this is kind of where you're like, prove a year. I want to say it's Tyson. Or it could be down. Who knows? But I think my big board, it will be completed.
Is there any chance that maybe it could, you mentioned Rueben Bain, maybe getting some pass rushing there. What are you thinking here, Malik? Any leans for you?
I say for what the Saints need to help their quarterbacks that they have there, they're going to definitely need a receiver, especially take some off of Chris Olave. Like he said, this is going to be his proven year. Whether it is or if it's not, okay, cool. We let you go and we have somebody we need to focus on. Is it good to pair somebody also, in the safety position? That's good too. I mean, with Tyrann Mathieu retiring previous year, I mean, it's somebody good to add on that spot, but, it can go either way.
The remaining players that they have been mocked during this process, Jordyn Tyson's been mocked to them a ton, Rueben Bain's been mocked to them, and Caleb Downs has been mocked to them. So those are the three names that got mentioned the most.
Please.
And we know that Mickey Loomis, in his 24th year at the helm for the Saints, prioritizes athletes. Of the names we've mentioned, Trevor, which one would fit that Saints athletic requirement?
Did you mention Tyson as one of those?
Yes.
Okay, I think Tyson makes the most sense here. I mean, for that athletic type of a player, and going to what these guys are saying, they haven't paid Chris Olave long term. I mean, if they don't have Chris Olave, they quite literally have nothing in this passing attack. So you're really giving yourself a little bit of insurance here by going with a guy like Jordyn Tyson. I mean, I'm looking at the other wide receivers that I have on the board. I don't think they'd take Makai Lemon here over Jordyn Tyson, but I know there's been love for Makai Lemon sort of at the fringe, back into the top 10, maybe just outside of the top 10 range. I'd be surprised. I mean, Omar Cooper Jr. to me from Indiana is the ultimate wild card in this class. I think he is somebody who the NFL absolutely love. We've talked about him outside of the top 10, but hey, I have no idea how high he's going at this point.
We have also talked a little bit about Rueben Bain, and I haven't gotten a chance to hear you weigh in on this yet. The arm length, 30 7/8. I've heard a lot of defensive line coaches come out and talk about how difficult it's going to be for him up against offensive tackles with arms that are the size of this couch. Is that a concern for you?
It can be.
Oh, let's talk this. Well, I'm sorry, I apologize. Okay. The pick is in. The 8th overall pick in the NFL draft is a wide receiver that has endless potential.
Yo!
What?
He's 8 for 8,
bro.
He's 8 for 8.
Okay. I thought it was a pause moment. I thought I said something.
Browns are going to take my man from Penn State at number 9.
Wow. All right.
They could actually.
Over
they let,
2,000 yards for Jordyn Tyson.
Yeah.
First team all Big 12 twice, and this is all while he was battling injuries. Jordyn Tyson is arguably the most talented wide receiver in this class, and the Saints are betting on a healthy and bright future. Trevor Sikkema, Jordyn Tyson.
Yeah, I think this is a hell of a football player. I mean, fully healthy, I think he's wide receiver 1 in this class. You got to worry about, okay, he had the ACL tear a couple of years ago. He had the collarbone injury.
Right.
And then he suffered a hamstring injury this past year that lingered all the way into the draft process. That's never good. But, I mean, when you watch how this guy plays, he reminds me a lot of Golden Tate. And the reason why is because Golden Tate was so consistent with putting one foot in the ground and directly turning the other direction. I know Malik knows exactly what that's like because that's how he creates a ton of separation in the league as well. But watch Golden Tate on a couple. Actually, watch these routes back to back. They're so similar here with what Golden Tate does here. And I think this comp, it's funny how this comes together. So it's an out route and then an up route where he's able to create that little bit of separation. Jordyn Tyson here, the same thing. It's a little bit of a 3-breaking route here, but 1 foot, 2 feet, then up the field. It's an out and up route where he runs it almost exactly the way that Golden Tate was. And it's just the way that these guys, the style in which they play the position, the style in which they create that separation, that's why I think that they're very similar. And Tate, I think people forget, he's a Biletnikoff winner in college football. He was around the league for a long, long time because of how easily he was able to create that separation. That start and stop ability for Tate is why I like him so much. And so I'm a big fan of this pick. They needed a wide receiver, and to get him where they did, I think this is an A. This is my favorite receiver in the draft, and we already talked about how much New Orleans really desperately needed to add a playmaker in the passing game, so I'm going to go with an A here for Jordyn Tyson.
Played at LSU right around there in the Bayou. Jordyn Tyson, your thoughts on him as a wide receiver?
I think, yeah, he's very talented. Haven't really watched a lot of his film, but, just from his side, he's very explosive, jumps out the gym, has tremendous ball skills, is able to, high point footballs. I think that's a great pick for what New Orleans need. They need somebody that can attack the ball and create opportunities after the catch just as much as he does. So I like this pick also.
Man, I got a chance to watch a few. Hines Ward was the wide receivers coach out there at Arizona State. He speaks very glowingly about him. I covered him a bunch on TNT this year. When he's healthy, the other team knew the ball was coming to him, and it didn't matter. You talk about a true 1, he is a 1. Did you like this guy, Mike? Are you a big Jordyn Tyson fan?
I was. And this pick makes the most sense. If you look at who's the coach, that's where I went into these picks. Who's the coach? Kellen Moore, where did he come from? Eagles, 1A, 1B. That's what they have now. Olave, Jordyn Tyson, downhill, explosive ability. It makes the most sense. Honestly, I'm surprised he probably went a little bit this late. I thought he might have went a little bit earlier.
You're surprised he went after Tate?
Yeah. I thought they were 1A and 1B for me. I think Tate was the one because he's been healthy.
Right.
Ohio State, that tree has been insane. But to get this pick at this player, regardless of issues, and I mean, let's be honest, like college, everyone goes through injuries in college. Right. The workload, everything that goes into it, staff, it's just not as good as the pros. He's going to go into the best of the best. This is a great situation, and I'm just happy I'm 8 for 8 so far.
He's 8 for 8, which is crazy. You need Ioane.
Hey, if I go 10 for 10, I'm jumping up.
All right, deal.
Cleveland, with the leg.
Cleveland Browns are on the clock right now. Cleveland Browns, it's a shift of the guard there as well. First-year head coach Todd Monken is going to be taking over. This is a team that has a quarterback battle of Deshaun Watson and Sanders. The big scary thing with their offensive line right now is the injuries and Jones coming off a third leg injury. But they did go out there in the offseason. They brought in Zion Johnson. They brought in Elton Jenkins. They brought in Titus Howard. But they're trying to make the playoffs for just the second time in the last 6 seasons. Browns are on the clock. We know who there's a chance you could go 9.
Yeah.
There's a chance you can go 9 for 9.
No shot.
However, they've been mocked. Sigma, they've been mocked a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen Mauigoa a lot to them, and then as of lately, I've seen Fano a ton to them in mocks.
Well, I mean, a lot of the mock drafts have also had Carnell Tate or Jordyn Tyson being an option for them, and they're both off the board, so here we go.
All right, the pick is in.
This
Cleveland
could be
Browns.
Ioane.
It is
Spencer
Fano. they've been getting mocked him a ton lately.
So you know why this is surprising to me here? It's not the overall offensive line pick, but it's the type of offensive lineman of why this is shocking to me. Because when you look at how they've built this offensive line here, Titus Howard, he is a power offensive lineman. Tevin Jenkins, power. Elgton Jenkins, power. Zion Johnson, power. DeJuan Jones, he's 370 pounds, power. Spencer Fano, he's a zone blocking offensive lineman. Now, not that he can't block power. We'll go to Spencer Fano here in a second to look at what he's able to do. I mean, you look at some of the plays. He reminds me of Charles Cross, and Charles Cross is a little bit more of a finesse offensive tackle. I wanted to show that because now I'm going to show these two players back to back and how I think they're similar when it comes to their footwork. But I am surprised they went this direction schematically because I just think that Spencer Fano was more of a, we're running outside in mid-zone concepts. We're getting Spencer Fano out into space right there, making sure that he could take advantage of his athleticism because his best traits to me, it's the footwork. It's the ability to stay underneath his shoulders, underneath his hips, stay balanced just like Charles Cross is doing in these clips here as well. Spencer Fano does the same thing. Look at how well he's able to take the power, take that pass rush move, and keep his feet underneath him to really neutralize that speed rush. That's what Spencer Fano does really well. This is my top offensive lineman in the class, and so the fact that he was drafted first is not a surprise to me, but I wonder schematically if this fits in with the rest of the offensive linemen that they have. So I'm going to give this an A- because this is my top offensive lineman here, but I got to give it that little minus because I'm a little curious as to he's going to fit in with the other offensive linemen they have.
All right, we're going to go right to the Giants now because they are on the clock. And we said there was a chance that Downs would be available. Let's see what they got. The pick is in at number 10, and they don't go Caleb Downs. The Giants go offensive line out of Miami. Francis Mauigoa, the pick. So we got back-to-back offensive tackles. 42 consecutive starts, consensus All-American, Jacobs blocking trophy winner. Mauigoa didn't miss a snap at Miami, and the Giants are counting on that same consistency at that next level. Mauigoa, 42 starts, all at right tackle, Sikkema.
Yeah, I love this one for them specifically. I think Mauigoa reminds me a lot of Dwayne Brown. You see the overall size, just the way that he's playing there. And it's just the power of Mauigoa that I think really fits well for them. I think they needed an offensive lineman. He can start at guard, and then he can move over to tackle. I'll give this one an A.
All right, so what's going on over here? You doing okay?
No, bro, League look pissed.
It's either you. Hey, bro, I'd rather get Downs than play against Downs. That's all I'm saying.
So
this is a understand Jackson did mention that he wanted an offensive lineman in this draft. But with him playing O-line, is he gonna play inside? We just play Illumino, we got KT on the other side. So he has to play guard. Okay. But a lot of his film at Miami is not guard.
Right. Now, for context, is he a guy that you could see moving into guard, Sikkema?
I think short term he's going to have to play guard.
We did the same thing when we drafted Evan Neal.
Right,
we moved him.
Right.
So is your issue you don't see where he could play, or you really wanted Caleb Downs and he was available for you twice?
Right. I'm saying Caleb Downs is available. Not that I'm saying we don't need a guard, but I'm saying, though, like, we could have got that probably later. We could have got the playmaker now. Like, we need another playmaker in the deep zone. We got Holland. Don't get me wrong. But okay though, bro, Downs is just not a free player. Like you said, he plays inside. We could have when we move players down to go blitz. There we go. When we put them out to cover, there we go. When we need man, there we go. When we need somebody to guard a fast running back. There we go. When we need somebody to get Jaden Daniels in our conference. There we go. When we need somebody to get speed, you feel me? Understand the defense I just like the decision to get Downs. I mean, like I said, I played against him my junior year. He was everywhere.
Yeah. How about this? Because I also want positivity. Do you have a positive message for Mauigoa and Arvell Reese in terms of welcoming them to the Giants?
Oh, I definitely commend them, their success. They're coming to a great organization, a great team. We flipping a lot of things around. I think they're going to do great, and the linebacker will do great in this scheme that we have on defense. If we move him to guard, he's going to be a helpful spot, to give me the football. So I'm happy that we got these players. I'm just saying that Downs was there twice, and
I think it's crazy when you look at safeties in the draft, how many of them have been so special. Derwin James, Kyle Hamilton, and yet none of them go top 10.
Nope.
And it's a positional thing. We do have a trade. The 11th pick was the Miami Dolphins. Is that the trade that happened? We got to find out now. The trade details. Yes, so they're moving back with the Cowboys. The Cowboys are moving up to 11. Dolphins get, it looks like some late picks, where there was like 5th round picks, 6th round picks there, 177 and 180. The Cowboys are moving up.
Did you go 9 for 10? You went 8 for 10.
This is a question for Abby. Am I doing home for 11 or 12? 12, right? Doesn't matter that it's a different team? Okay, so the Cowboys are moving up, Micah. Who do you think they're pursuing in this trade up?
I think they get down. I think, let's see the big board.
Yeah.
For me, they don't really need rushers. I doubt they'll go online again. I think they either go receiver or defense.
Receiver.
Yeah, I think they go offense or defense. I think they either go receiver or down.
Yeah, they're going to go offense or defense.
They either go receiver or safety for me.
Hey, they can take a kicker.
I definitely think they're definitely going defense. There's no shot they go offense.
Defense would make sense. They were the last in the NFL in passing, last in the NFL in scoring, and they traded away this guy named Micah Parsons, and everything kind of went to crap afterwards. I would be very surprised if they didn't go.
I think they'll go down. I think the best situation
I'd rather get him than play against him. I just said that.
I think they go down.
I'd rather get him than play against him.
Rueben Bain is still available, but what do you think here, Trevor?
I think it's going to be safety. I mean, when you look at the depth chart here for the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, Jalen Thompson, Malik Hooker. Malik Hooker's been there a while, but Jalen Thompson, I mean, Caleb Downs, I think, could start at either of these spots for this team. And I think, to me, that's the player that you trade up for. When you look at their defensive line, Rueben Bain Jr. is on the board, and obviously I like Rueben Bain Jr. a lot. I have him as my number 3 overall player. But I think it's very interesting that this team already traded away Osa Odighizuwa because I think they believed he was too small to play either 4-eye or nose tackle for them in their odd front. So Rueben Bain, he's around the same size that Osa Odighizuwa was. So it would be perplexing to me of them trading him away. Maybe they just believe that Rueben Bain is that good and they can't pass him up. But with Sonny Styles off the board, I think this is going to be a Caleb Downs type of a selection. To me, that's the biggest return on investment that you have, because when I look at the rest of the guys on my board, I mean, I would love Dillon Thieneman on this team as well, but is Thieneman going to get drafted over Downs? I think that would be wild. I love both of those players, but that would be wild to me.
Let me ask a question to Micah. Micah, I've done this with you for years now, and I've never stared at the star when you're not a part of it. I just want to know how that feels. Because, dude, you were like, it was ride or die. Like, you were the franchise. So now I'm just curious, what's it like to see it?
I don't know.
It's weird, right?
It is weird. It is weird. But now I'm still rooting for them.
You are?
Yeah, I still root for the Cowboys.
Okay, explain that.
You know what? I'm just a forgiving person, bro. Like, I have no bad blood. Like, you know, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. Those are, you know what I mean? Those are all still my boys. Like,
with that contract,
I still root for them. You know what I mean? No bad blood against the Cowboys. You know what I mean? And like I said, like when I got drafted, the thing that was most memorable, I grew up a Cowboys fan. Like my dad, my brother were so when I said Cowboys fan? Yeah, my dad and my brother are huge Cowboys fans.
Sure.
So like that was the whole point. Like pre-draft, I was like, I want to go to Dallas. Like I'm like my dreams came true. Like my dreams been fulfilled. I have no bad blood.
On the Cowboys, do you not like?
Who I don't like?
Not players. Like, is there an executive that if you saw him, you'd be like, nah, I'm good, bro. I don't want to dap up right now.
Yeah, he's dating me, huh? Yeah.
Like if there was one guy that you were like, nah, bro, sorry.
You know what? Nah.
Okay, good answer.
Nah.
All right, this is interesting. I can't.
Oh, bro.
Carefully. He looked like me on draft day last year.
He does.
Hey, I'm glad I'm out that division, bro. I'm glad I'm out that division, bro.
I'd rather get him than play against him.
Oh, my God.
And the fact that it's like the very next pick. Like you guys were up on the clock. And
I even told him, I said, I'm coming to get you.
Hey, bro, you know
how
what?
did that Caleb Downs pick? How does this make you feel that he's going to be on the Cowboys?
I got to play against this thing again.
You call him a thing. He's so good, he's a thing.
Bro, he's good, but he's very good. He's very good. Bro, he's very good. We all got him number one. He's very good.
So what you're saying is when he goes out there, Caleb Downs, by the way, Alabama, Ohio State, 2 schools, 2 unanimous All-American selections, the Jim Thorpe Award, and everywhere he's gone, he's been the best player, the quarterback of the defense. And you're telling me that as a freshman in college, he called out all of your routes and knew exactly what you're going to do. And now 2 times a year, he's going to know exactly where you are, Malik Nabers.
He's everywhere. Now, granted, hold on. He was calling my routes. I still had a 187. Like, they still got the issue, but he's everywhere. Like, you see him on tape. Like, he's lining up nickel, safety, blitzing off the edge, line up inside. He's everywhere. That's a guy that you need for that defense. For that defense, definitely you're going to need that. I mean, for what the Cowboys do defensively, I don't know because, like I said, I've gone against that defense, and that's not the defense that they run. It's the defense that he plays in.
Trevor, this was your number 1 guy.
Yeah, I would love to calm Malik's nerves, but I can't. This player is phenomenal. This is my favorite player in the draft. This is my number 1 overall player. We mentioned the accolades that this guy has. Look, he's not the biggest safety in the world, but the perfect comp that I have for him is Antoine Winfield Jr. Both of those guys a little bit smaller. They didn't have the best combines. They didn't have the best athletic performances, but they are incredible football players. When you look at how these guys play, I mean, watch the tenacity in which Antoine Winfield Jr. plays. I mean, when he's at his best 2 years ago, I mean, this was a defensive player of the year caliber type of a guy. I mean, Kyle Hamilton ended up winning it that year, but it was neck and neck between Antoine Winfield Jr. and Kyle Hamilton. Caleb Downs is the same way. I mean, the way that this guy attacks the ball, whether it's in run defense or in coverage, these 2 guys are special difference makers. They can play free safety. They can play strong safety. They can blitz and affect the quarterback. You could put him in man coverage against tight ends. Caleb Downs and Antoine Winfield Jr. can do it all for you. I do not understand why the NFL does this. Cooper DeJean went in the 2nd round. Nicky Mansour went in the 2nd round. Derwin James went outside of the top 10. Kyle Hamilton went outside of the top 10. Why are we doing this? These are some of the most valuable players in the NFL. The positional value talk does not matter for elite secondary defenders that can play in multiple positions like this. To get Caleb Downs outside of the top 10, no question about it. I don't care about the small trade up. A+ for the Dallas Cowboys.
Micah Parsons, it was a place that you called home for many years, and now that's where Caleb Downs will be calling home.
Yes.
What would you tell him about the home he is now entering?
Oh, I would say he's in America's team. It's a great day to be a Cowboy right now. If I was on this team and I saw we got Caleb Downs, I'll be laughing in Lee's face. I'll be laughing in his face, bro. I'm still laughing in his face because how sick he is right now. Like, this is a tremendous pick, tremendous value. And understand, Malik Hooker signed another 1 year.
Yep.
So now you have stability in his safety room, which they like. He's on a rookie deal. You don't got to worry about him for a while. And you got Jalen Thompson, who signed, 2-3 year deal?
From Arizona.
So now you're locked in for the next 3 years with elite safety play. This is a great pick. Jerry Jones did it right. Jerry Jones drafts very well.
Any other compliments you want to give to Jerry Jones? What does Caleb Downs need to know about playing for the Cowboys? Because he has played for Ohio State and Alabama, so he really understands playing for these prominent programs. Now he's going to the Cowboys.
Yeah. Welcome to, listen, Michael Irvin told me this, right?
Okay.
You don't wish upon a star. You land on that motherfucker. You know? That's what he said to me. You just landed on a, hey, bro, you got it, like, as big as it is, take it all in, but just know you're under the biggest microscope. It's time to put everything that we believe in you onto the field. Look, Malik's having nightmares already. Like,
Malik,
bro,
you okay?
chill.
You okay?
Chill, Malik.
With the 12th pick, after trading back with the Dallas Cowboys, we have a little bit of a surprise here in terms of the player. But an offensive tackle out of Alabama is going to a Miami team that needs pretty much everything. 352 pounds, first-team All-American. Kadyn Proctor was a monster in the SEC. And by the way, he was magna cum laude. The Dolphins just drafted a 20-year-old with 40 career starts and a 4.0 GPA. Trevor Sikkema, what do we think about Proctor here at 12?
So I think Kadyn Proctor is a guard. I think that he is a guard at the next level, but I think that his comp is a damn good one. That's all-pro offensive guard Carl Nix, who is viewed as a tackle, then played mostly at guard most of his NFL career. And I think both of these guys, just the way that they play, I mean, they are rocks. I mean, you just cannot get by these guys when you are straight up against them. Now, I think that sometimes Kadyn Proctor, because he's floating around 350, 360, okay, the footwork's a little tough when he's out on an island in pass protection, but when he is straight up against a defensive lineman, it doesn't matter whether it's a defensive tackle or a defensive end. I mean, he anchors extremely quickly. And the thing about Kadyn Proctor, this play right here, running behind him. This is what the Miami Dolphins are going to want to do under Jeff Hafley, who is their new head coach. I got a play to break down here really quickly on Kadyn Proctor. So, look, we've got Kadyn Proctor right here. It's very simple. It is very, very simple. Run the ball behind him. This is what we're trying to do. Watch this double team. Watch him immediately eat this defensive lineman, and then we are just running power behind this massive player. That is Carl Nix. That is a Carl Nix type of a player for me. I will give this, you know what? They needed a guard. I'm going to give it an A. As long as they're going to run power profile stuff, I'll give this an A for Kadyn Proctor.
All right, now we have the distinct honor of welcoming a top 5 pick to the show, the 4th pick for the Tennessee Titans, Carnell Tate, who had an illustrious career at Ohio State, joining us now. What's up, brother? You here? We got Malik Nabers here, but I got to ask, Tennessee is your new home. How happy are you to be with the Titans?
I'm very happy. I'm very excited. I'm thankful for that organization and for believing in me.
Malik, you took this guy around. You showed him. You tried to get him to come to LSU.
You look smooth, boy. You look sharp, boy.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations, boy. You come a long way, boy. You come a long way.
Appreciate it, my dog.
You excited? You excited?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited, bro. I'm going out there playing football at the next level, bro.
You're going to love Dave. You're going to love Dave. He's going to love you too, bro. I'm excited for you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hey, I mess with him, bro.
For sure.
Carnell, I got to ask you, I saw this earlier. Can you show us the jacket and can you tell us the story behind it, please?
Yeah, so I got the 2 women in my life that means the most to me. I got my mom on the left side. Rest in peace to my mom. She's forever watching with me. And then I got my sister on the right side who's here with me, and I love her to death. She's my world.
Are there any questions that you would want to ask Malik about this next step in your journey? This is one of the best in the league right now. I just want to make sure you got all the weapons in your bag.
I'm just gonna pick his brain as time goes on and ask him how did he prepare for his first week there.
Man, you got it. You already know how much it takes. You know how Hank get. You already got that receiver mindset, bro. It's at the end of the day, it's football. Learn your plays. Just make sure you're in the books, and you good, bro. Just continue to keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna make hell of a plays in this league. I'm excited to watch it.
And
yes, sir. Appreciate it.
One more for you, and as Micah Parsons joins, you have anything for Carnell Tate you want to say?
Hey, congratulations. Tax-free state, baby. You did it.
Appreciate it.
Get that pay, brother. Congratulations, man.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen a lot of clips of Cam Ward. What do you think of the new quarterback you get to play with?
Cam's a great player. He's a hell of a player. He's very accurate. He can be elite. He's already on that path to be elite. He's been doing great things.
A top 4 pick. Carnell Tate, congratulations, man. Enjoy this day and enjoy the journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you all.
Sure.
The first thing you thought about was tax-free.
Yo,
this man's brain
that's why I said he want to go to Dallas. Hey, bro. Think about Mendoza and Tate, tax-free states at top 5. That's automatic. Extra 5-6 M's they keeping.
Yeah, you're right.
Jeez.
These guys are getting like 50-55 million right now.
Yes.
Shit, and the
They
cribs.
going crazy.
And the cribs.
Hey, David
Yeah,
Bailey,
you get a really big
sick.
house.
Bailey, sick. Smackaroo.
In New York.
Smackaroo.
Both of them.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Malik and I live in New York, and we're like, yeah, bro, it's tough.
Who is 3? Who is number 3? The Cardinals?
3 was
Smack
Jeremiyah Love.
It's not as bad.
In Arizona, it's up there. It's up there.
Wow, you're very funny.
Yeah,
I love the way your brain works. All right, so Miami went Kadyn Proctor.
They'll get it back. They play the right
Offensive
way.
lineman.
They'll get it back. They'll get it.
The Rams are on the clock. Pick number 13. We have only had 2 wide receivers go thus far. There have been talk about maybe, just maybe, they go and take a quarterback, but I don't think you do that with the reigning MVP on your roster. Offensive line is a possible thing here. And how many people are left in your big board? Just Ioane? Is that it, Micah? Is he the only one left?
Yeah,
I think
I
he's
just
the
got
only one
one.
left on his big board.
Trevor, he's the only one left on your big board. Who is left that you think maybe they could take?
So, I mean, this could go a variety of different directions, right? I mean, like, I think we look at wide receiver a lot for them, but a lot of times, Jordyn Tyson and Makai Lemon have been available. Makai Lemon, I think they would love Makai Lemon, but would they take him at 13? I'm not sure. You go to tight end as well. I mean, this is where does Kenyon Sadiq, do you start to think about Kenyon Sadiq? They got a lot of tight ends, but they don't have a lot of tight ends who are built like this dude. They're pretty okay along the offensive line. I mean, with Styles off the board, they wouldn't go with a linebacker. Maybe they would just go like Rueben Bain Jr. if they thought he was best player available.
My question for you is this, because I agree with. So they got this pick in the Pierce trade with Atlanta last year.
Mm-hmm.
They used one of their late picks on that trade for McDuffie. Right tackle Havenstein did retire, so right tackle is a possibility. And then the other question is, as you mentioned with wide receiver Davante Adams, turning 34 into the last year of his deal.
Right.
But is there a tackle prospect, an offensive line prospect that could fill the right tackle slot?
Davante's 30.
Yeah, I think you've got 2 here that I really do love. Max Iheanachor and Blake Miller. These are 2 right tackle players that I love. Max Iheanachor has only been playing football for the last 5 years. He grew up in Nigeria. He played rugby and basketball. He didn't even start playing football until he got to junior college. And so what we're seeing from him, some really, really good tape that I saw from him at Arizona State, as well as got to see him in person at the Senior Bowl. That's only 5 years in. So I'm very excited about what his ceiling is. Blake Miller, I mean, that's a Rams type of a player. 54 straight starts at right tackle for Clemson. I mean, he is battle-tested. He knows what it's like. He's built the right way. He's got the long arms. He's very patient when it comes to his pass protection. He's a finisher in the run game. And so to me, it's just, does he have the strength profile of an offensive lineman that typically is drafted top 15? Maybe not, but I think he can get stronger at the NFL level.
It is interesting. We expected an offensive line run closer to the end of the teens. Wow.
No way.
Wow.
No way.
There was a thought that maybe a team would trade into the back half of the first round to get Ty Simpson. But at pick number 13, a team that went to the NFC Championship, a team that has Matt Stafford, who just won an MVP award, and has a team that is close enough to make a run at a Super Bowl title, just drafted the quarterback that will replace him eventually. Wow. And they also took a quarterback that knows what it is to wait. 3 years behind Bryce Young and Jalen Milroe, Ty Simpson finally got his shot at Alabama. Second team All-SEC, 28 touchdowns. He knows how to wait. Micah, wow.
A pick.
A pick?
A pick.
Why?
If we're watching a film, where the ball's supposed to be, do I think sometimes he play off timing? Yes. But when he's playing on timing and he's on his game, he's a great quarterback. Now, it makes it even better. He's in no rush. The Rams didn't have a whole lot of needs.
Right, but what about getting a guy to go for a Super Bowl run?
I get it. But there's also life after Matt. You still have young players. They have Verse still on a rookie deal. Fieschi. They traded for McDuffie at corner. Those was their biggest needs, corner, and they filled them with Watson and McDuffie. Safety, they're good with Lake.
If you're a good team, you might not be drafting at 13 again.
Exactly. This was their perfect opportunity to do it, and I'm actually happy they did it because now they did it with MVP quarterback at that. Ty Simpson should be happy, not just because he was a top 15 pick, but because he's behind the GOAT.
And he's got Sean McVay as his head coach.
Come on, bro. People are going to hate the pick because, yes, you'll say, oh, is he 13th pick? maybe not. Who's the judge? Whatever. We're after the top 10, so it doesn't matter.
Wow.
You're getting a quarterback that can learn under Matthew Stafford for a couple years. Great. It's the same thing with Jordyn Love and Aaron Rodgers. Jordyn Love was at pick, 25, I think?
Right around there.
And he's stay under Aaron Rodgers, and look who he is now.
Wow.
This is what you need. You're in no rush for this guy to get on the field. And if he does, he's getting quality reps in the NFL.
What do we think, Trevor Sikkema?
I'm disagreeing with Micah here. This is a C pick here. This is a C pick for me. Look, I can't totally hate it because you're drafting a quarterback that is in a decent position here, but you're in a Super Bowl window, man. Like, you got the opportunities. I mean, you could have drafted a Rueben Bain and just had waves of pass rushers on that defensive line. If the guys go down on that defensive line, you don't want that to derail a potential Super Bowl season for you. Look, I like Ty Simpson. I feel like I've had to defend Ty Simpson at times throughout this entire draft process because I think he can win in this league. But the problem with him is that if Matthew Stafford, we know he's at least playing this year. If he's playing another year after that, Ty Simpson already didn't have a lot of starts in college. And so, yes, he can sit behind Matthew Stafford. It's a great situation, but you're not starting him until halfway through his rookie deal in the NFL. Then it's a little bit of a learning curve for him as he becomes a starter. Funny enough, my player comp for him is a little bit smaller of a quarterback. Is Mark Bulger, who actually played for this LA franchise. And I watched these two guys, and when you watch them back to back, I mean, the way that they are able to locate the football, to diagnose defenses. I like that about Ty Simpson, how he made protection calls, how he could deal with things post-snap, how he knew how to go through full field reads. Mark Bulger, I felt like, was kind of the same way. Didn't have the biggest, strongest arm, but his mind was so fast. He knew how to get to the ball exactly where it needed to go. So a little bit of a throwback there, but I can't believe they did this. I cannot believe that they made this pick here with him at number 13 overall. I remember making this very mock draft pick like 3 or 4 months ago because I said sort of what Micah was saying, where it was like, hey, why not use this blessing of a 13th overall pick that you got from the Falcons for your future quarterback? But now I think the Rams are in a different spot. The Seahawks have taken a step back. You've taken a step forward in your roster. This is the Super Bowl favorites right now. And right now, their number 13 overall pick does not help them achieve that goal. I'm shocked that they made this move.
A C for Trevor Sikkema, an A for Micah Parsons. Malik Nabers, what grade do you give this?
I gotta go C+. Just because, is this a high pick? Yes. For Ty Simpson, yes. Is it the right pick for LA? I believe, I agree with Micah because, like he said, he doesn't have a problem waiting. He can sit behind Matthew Stafford and learn a lot. That offense that he's going is he gonna learn and he's gonna be able to deliver the ball to great talent. If the pick was later on and they decided to pick him, it would have still been good. But they decided to get him early on, and that's fine. That's a good pick for that offense, and that's what they're trying to do.
You're going C because you understand the philosophy. It was just early.
Right, early.
So they leave this draft. They had 2 first-round picks. They get their quarterback of the future, and then they traded one for McDuffie, so they answer that cornerback spot. But that is clearly the pick that we will be talking about all night tonight. And talk about a player that's going to exactly where he's supposed to go. The offensive lineman, the offensive guard out of Penn State, Olaivavega Ioane, is going to the Baltimore Ravens, who always seem to draft their kind of guys. Vavane, 0 sacks and 0 holds for 2 full seasons. Ioane was the most disciplined interior lineman in the Big Ten at Penn State. The Ravens added an absolute tone setter in the trenches.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what he is. And Baltimore had to get a lot better in the trenches. I mean, we know the Baltimore Ravens is a team that beats you up in the middle, and that is just not what they did this past season. When you look at his pro comps, a little throwback here, Vernon Carey, when he was with the Miami Dolphins, played almost 10 years in the league, and he's somebody that he's got the size, he's got the power, and both of these guys have really powerful hands. But what I love about Vega is he's not just a brute. He's not just somebody that, okay, we're going to run power, we're going to run duo, we're going to run downhill between the tackles. He'll do that for you, but in pass protection, I love his hands, man. I mean, when he gets hands on you, you feel it. And then when defensive linemen, when they chop him or when they swipe those hands away, he is so quick to reset the hands in the middle, get them back inside, and continue to fight throughout the rep. I think that Vega Ioane is a perfect player for them. And I think this is an A. This is the exact player that they needed. It feels like it was one of the most mock draft selections throughout the entire process. But sometimes that's because it just fits like a glove. And I think that Vega Ioane and the Baltimore Ravens fits like a glove.
And after the 14th pick, Micah Parsons, your big board is completely gone. All 10 in the top 14 as he raises one figure to the sky. Because he is the new big board baddie.
Yes, sir. Yo, Lee, one day you'll get a big board, but you'll still miss. You had downs twice. I get it, bro.
This is your Penn State guy.
You good? Yes. A-plus pick. A-plus pick. I think he fits the mold of what Baltimore wants to do. And if we look at Penn State, what they like to do, zones, downhill running. You got Lamar, Derrick Henry. This fits the mold, and it helps what they're missing. They lost their center in free agency. This kind of helps their interior, what they've been missing. Fiola been struggling. He comes in, he starts right away. This is what they need. I think this is a great pick, A pick, obviously, just because of the system fit, kind of like the Baltimore, Penn State, kind of what they like to do, and he's from Penn State. So it's an A+ for me.
It's a new head coach in Baltimore, Jesse Minter, the former Chargers defensive coordinator, and Declan Doyle is the OC, who was the Chicago OC last year. You're looking at the footage. What do we think of the player and the pick?
I think that's a great pick for that kind of offensive scheme, for sure. They like to mow you down, run the ball. It's going to be great to get some movement off that O-line and get him pulling. You know, he's a great puller with Penn State, so I believe that's a good pick for that offensive scheme for sure.
The team that I know is going to be upset is Harbaugh's brother over at the Chargers. They have been wanting this guy, it seemed like the entire time, and that's the pick. And just for Mike and Malik to give you an idea, the social media account of our guy Trevor is Tampa Bay Trey. He is a big Tampa Bay Bucs fan. So take us through what you're feeling right now as your Bucs are on the clock at 15.
I mean,
and Rueben Bain is still sitting there.
Look, both Miami dudes. I mean, if they drafted either Miami player, they're the best pass rusher on the Bucs lineup immediately. I mean, I have Dillon Thieneman, who I would love for them as well. I don't think they'll take a safety, but I'd be happy with any of those three players. I feel like they could go any of those directions, but I'm actually pretty surprised Tampa still has this pick. I think they want to trade back. I don't think that's any secret. I think Jason Light wants to trade back, and maybe it's a matter of, hey, nobody was really falling that somebody wants to trade up for, but I'd still be surprised if they actually make this pick, but they do have some good edge rushers to choose from if they go that direction.
Is there a player you don't want?
Ooh.
Not saying that they're bad, but...
Yeah, I mean, any wide receiver, I think. You know, like, I understand they lost Mike Evans, but you drafted Emeka Egbuka for that very reason. Jalen McMillan, I think, is a really good player for you in the slot. I think...
they've been mocked Kenyon Sadiq a lot.
They've been mocked Kenyon Sadiq. And Sadiq, I'd be torn on Sadiq because hell of an athlete, right? But it's just, I watch him and I go, okay, well, he didn't really produce as much as a receiver at Oregon as you would have wanted him to. He gives you a lot of effort as a blocker, but he's got short arms, and you're never really going to put him one-on-one against defensive ends on the front or back side of anything. So I'd be a little indifferent if they went Kenyon Sadiq, although I think that's probably realistically on the board for them as well. It's
interesting. There is a number of teams coming up after this pick that need offensive linemen, and we have a few offensive linemen that have come off the board. We already had Fano, we had Mauigoa, we had Proctor. So there are a few tackles left that are seen as high grades that maybe someone could jump up and get. But we also haven't seen a bunch of the other wide receivers go thus far. What's your overall take this far of where we're at right now, Micah?
I think we're in a good spot. I think where I thought a bunch of these guys would be, this is where they belong. And I think after this top 15, we all knew it would be a gamble. I think this was a very heavy-loaded draft. This is kind of why where I had my big board, all 10 of my guys went. I knew to kind of – not everything is the lottery now. Everything you really don't know. Tampa, they could take D'Angelo Ponds right now, and I wouldn't be mad at that right now. Because I think it's about taking best available and availability on that team. You know what I mean? I think D'Angelo Ponds is an experienced guy. I wouldn't even be mad if they took Omar Cooper. Or I wouldn't even be mad if they took Bain because I said Bain was more of a 3-4
right.
edge rusher. It's more of a lottery for me right now.
To what you're saying, the Buccaneers have not had a player with 10 or more sacks in 4 seasons, so they haven't had an edge rusher. It's an identity shift season. Levante David gone, Mike Evans gone, and they go Rueben Bain Jr. And look at the smile.
I can't believe it, man.
Look how elated he is. This is a child on Christmas morning. Take us through the emotions, Tampa Bay, Trey.
I got a number 3 overall on my big board, man. Like, I think this is a hell of a football player. This is one of the best players in all of college football this past season. I mean, I can't believe I'm about to click Rueben Bain Jr.'s name next to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This player is just relentless. And it's funny because my player comp for him, he's a little strange in his build, right? Micah was talking about that a little bit earlier in the show where he's a powerful dude. He doesn't have super long arms, but it's that relentless style that he plays with that reminds me a lot of an old Buccaneer player who also played for the Seattle Seahawks, Michael Bennett. I think that's the style comp when it comes to just that relentless pass rush. Now, Michael Bennett had the longer arms, so obviously it's not a perfect one-to-one comp, but watch how these dudes get after the quarterback. Watch how you see it from that 4-eye position right there. Michael Bennett, he's throwing offensive linemen off of him. Rueben Bain does the same thing. I mean, here he is getting to the outside, rushing to the outside to show you he can play from a 5 technique spot as well. Here's Michael Bennett playing from the outside now. It's that violent, quick, two-handed swipe and then getting straight to the quarterback. And then Rueben Bain, he can do that exact same stuff. Here he is from a 2-point stance, a stand-up spot. You see that chop and rip move just to get straight beyond the offensive tackle. I think this is a defensive line versatile player, and I know people are going to call me a homer for this, but this is my number 3 overall player going at number 15 overall. Come at me. That's fine. I'll take it. A+. This is the perfect player for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
He's trying to save his big board.
No, this is what the draft's all about, brother. I'm so happy for you because sometimes these are tough. That was special. We have something special right now. It is the 3rd pick in the NFL draft. The stud running back that had both of the guys on the couch saying he is nasty. Jeremiyah Love joining the show. Adam Lefkoe, Malik Nabers, Micah Parsons. What does it feel now that you get to call Arizona home, Mr. Love?
I mean, it feels great. You know, I'm blessed to have the opportunity to go to Arizona. You know, I'm ready to work, you know, build a good relationship with the coaches, with the players. And, man, I mean, it's where I start my legacy, you know. It's where I build something great. And by the end of my time playing in Arizona, man, I'm hoping to have accomplished some great things, man. So I'm very blessed and very excited.
Hey, one thing for sure you can do, let go of that ball before the goal line. Do not let go of that ball before the goal line, bro. That's the only thing you do, and you're going to have a great career there. You're going to win a lot of football games if you don't do that.
Man, I'm sad.
Hey, man,
I'm sad you didn't drop lower to 5, man. You're a tremendous athlete, bro. I like watching you play. You was in my old offensive scheme in college, so I heard great things about you from my OC. I'm excited to see you ball, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Y'all boys, I don't watch both of y'all. Y'all boys nasty, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. That boy Micah, hey, Neighbors, man, y'all boys is nice, bro. It would have been great to team up with you, man, but shit, we're going to the Cardinals.
Hey, bro, I wish you nothing but the best, bro. Stay healthy. And word of advice, bro, hush all the critics, bro. Don't listen to nobody. Stay true to who you are in this league. I think sometimes in this league, we get whitewash noise all the time. Just stay true to who you are. What's gotten you here is what's going to keep you here. Don't ever forget that, and you're going to have a long career. And I just hope everything pans out for you and you turn that organization around.
I appreciate it.
Jeremiah, when I tell you that Malik was hurt when you went, he was hurt, bro. Like, really hurt. It's a sign of
all night, bro.
Jeremiah, congratulations, man. Thank you for sharing this time with us.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all boys having me on, man.
Of course,
for sure. Good luck.
Bro.
Thank you, Jeremiah. All right, so we are now moving on to the pick from the. This is the pick that the Jets got from the Sauce Gardner trade with the Indianapolis Colts. It is the second pick of the New York Jets. They went David Bailey with their first pick.
Oh, that's not bad. Wait, that is not bad, though.
You like this one?
He's a baller.
Break it down. Tell me about Kenyon Sadiq.
Bro, he's a baller. Like, his ball skills and the way he attacks the football. At first, when I was watching his tape, I thought he was a receiver. Like, I real life thought he was the way he moves, the way he jumps, the way he finds the ball. Like, just, he's amazing to watch. Like, I seen him play live, and it was amazing. At first, yeah, I did thought he was a receiver.
I mean, physically, he's impressive as well.
Like, I mean, as for the tight end in the NFL being able to block, and I'm not sure about his blocking skills and how they're going to use him but they have Mason Taylor there that blocks and run routes also, so you can manipulate, you can add, 12 personnel, get them both in there, help. I like this pick for that team.
I mean, you look at the measurables, Trevor, 6'3", 241, ran a 4.39 40, a 43.5-inch vertical with an 11-foot broad jump.
Yeah. I mean, the only comp that makes sense for him at the position is Vernon Davis.
Because he just tore it up.
There's nobody else. There's never been another tight end who's built this way, who runs this way, who's this explosive. And Vernon Davis had a pretty good NFL career. It didn't exactly live up to exactly where he was drafted, but Kenyon Sadiq, more of a mid-round pick, obviously go number 16 overall. I feel like this is very interesting for him going to the New York Jets because they just drafted Mason Taylor last year. And it was kind of the same staff. It was kind of the same general manager, but they very clearly view Kenyon Sadiq, in my opinion, as somebody who could play on the line of scrimmage as a tight end as well. He could play in line. He could play in the slot. You can use him as an X as well, outside as a wide receiver on the line of scrimmage to go up against press. Like, they clearly, if you're drafting him here at 16, you think he can do it all for your team, especially over a couple of the wide receivers that the New York Jets sort of passed over. Because, yeah, I mean, if we go to the Jets here, where's the Jets? There's the Jets. So, I mean, you got Garrett Wilson at wide receiver. You had Mason Taylor at tight end. I mean, they still have Mason Taylor at tight end. I shouldn't say they had him. But it's Isaiah Williams and A.D. Mitchell who are kind of on the outside here as well. I thought KC Concepcion, Denzel Boston, Omar Cooper Jr., Makai Lemon, who is still on the board. I thought those guys would be more likely picks, but clearly they see Sadiq as that all-around tight end type of a player. And so, I mean, I would have gone with a wide receiver here. I can't hate the athlete too much, but I am going to give this a B because I feel as though Thieneman, maybe McCoy, depending on the medicals, and then the wide receivers, I would have liked that better than the tight end, but we'll see how.
The conversation that I think is interesting is they have a new offensive coordinator, Frank Reich, taking over, and the NFL is moving to a lot of multiple tight end sets. We're seeing this in the NFC West, and I know Frank was doing that when he was with the Eagles. We saw it with the Colts. Micah, what do we think about the tight end wide receiver hybrid going to the Jets?
Man, honestly, man, I'm really not surprised. I've become to like the pick because last year I didn't like the Colston Loveland pick. And then seeing him play, seeing how versatile he was, and seeing how much of a dog he was, I said, okay, I'm starting to understand the tight end position a little bit more, and it's gaining more value. With these 12 personnel looks, it's expanding the field. It stretches the field. It's going to open up for Breece Hall because of the play action ability. Garrett Wilson, Adonai Mitchell with that 6'2", 4'3" speed on the outside. Right. I think this pick really makes sense and allows them to play a little bit more conservative in the run game. Mix it up. Give Garrett Wilson a chance to finally get some one-on-ones and really stretch the field. Get the safety over top of away from Garrett and give the youngin a chance to shine.
Beyond taxes, what is it like to be a first-round pick in New York?
I mean, the city loves you. I mean, the more you are able to produce for your team, become likable, I mean, the city shows you love. I mean, it's when you don't do that, then it starts to, it's really the media that throws stuff out there that makes stuff that's not true, makes it a problem into the building, makes it a problem into the athlete. There's nothing wrong.
But you're pretty much saying if you produce, life is great.
You're good.
And you think this kid's got a lot of skills. I mean, I can tell you were blown away by it.
I think he's the A pick, personally to me, because if you watch his film, he's not really lined up at tight end a lot. He's split out in the slot. I mean, besides a little bit, but most of the time, like, he's in the slot running routes. If he wasn't 240 with that build and slimmed down, he's a slot receiver. he goes 220. He runs a 4.3 already.
I mean, like, Micah, that's how
crazy-
teams attack you, is the fake block on the edge and then sprint out. I mean, 4.3 speed from a tight end is...
Yeah, that's serious.
Like that's basically a receiver at tight end. They just label the tight end just so they can put him in the offense. You can tell he's running
like he's running jet sweep.
like Jesse as a tight end. Come on, bro, that's a receiver. They just label that tight end.
I think the Giants, this is where I will give them credit. I think the Giants is more the New York team. The Giants is like the Yankees. The Jets is more like the Mets.
I'm saying he said in general
fair.
playing in New York.
They're both in New York.
Yeah, but
in
it's
New
a
Jersey,
difference. It's a
technically.
difference. The Giants is more loved than New
Yeah,
York.
but I'm saying though, he said
It's like the
what
Texans are the
playing.
team of Texas, and
Yeah.
then the Cowboys are like this other team.
Yeah, exactly.
Lions are up right now, 9-8, sixth-year drafting for Brad Holmes, the GM, sixth for Dan Campbell, the head coach there. They've had some turnover recently at OC and DC. The Lions, they lost pretty much all of their offensive linemen from that great year 2 years ago. Penny Sewell's the only one left. They are owing extensions, by the way, to Gibbs, Campbell, and Laporta. That great draft they had, all those rookie contracts trying to come up, and they do need help at the cornerback position. Micah, the pick is in.
They take a lineman for sure.
And they did indeed. We knew they were going to go lineman, and they did. Offensive tackle out of Clemson, Blake Miller. Talk about consistency. Every game, 54 straight, a Clemson school record. He made all ACC as a freshman and didn't miss a game afterwards. The Lions just drafted a tackle who doesn't know what the sideline looks like, and they have had banged up O-lines for the last few years.
Absolutely love this for the Detroit Lions. Blake Miller is one of my favorite players in this class. I felt like he was a top 20 player overall, one of the better offensive tackle options, and especially because Dan Campbell talked at the owners' meeting about wanting to move Penei Sewell from right tackle to left tackle. Well, you get the opportunity to do that now that you got a player like Blake Miller. My comp for him, Joe Staley. And the reason why is because I think both of these guys built very similarly and then also really great athletes as well. You'll see a couple of plays here where there's a little bit in pass protection, then a little bit of him climbing to the second level. You see him getting out in space. Look, he's lining up that safety right there, not only meeting the safety, but shoving him down, making sure that we've got room for the ball carrier to get in the end zone. Watch Joe Staley here, a little bit of a pin and pull with him getting up and out, finding that defensive lineman to be able to block, and now he's off to the races there. I love Blake Miller as well from his patience in pass protection. You see him again here as a run blocker. Watch this again. I'm going to rewind this really quick. Look at how good his footwork is to make sure that he's not called for holding on this play. He is getting even with the defensive lineman, and he is making sure that that defensive lineman is not out in front of him, so he is getting called for a hold. That's because of that athleticism that he has there, and I think that just Joe Staley is very much the same way. You see him just the balance, the footwork, getting to the outside, sealing that block. Here's a very quick little play that I wanted to break down here for Blake Miller. This is what we're looking at here at right tackle. He's going up against who is going to be a future top 10 pick in Dylan Stewart, the edge rusher from South Carolina. Dylan Stewart's going to attempt to chop down Blake Miller's hands, but you'll see the expertise in how this guy plays because he is just going to move his hands so that Dylan Stewart immediately becomes off balance and swipes at nothing, and then he's going to completely neutralize him as this play goes on. Watch this. Here we go. Here's the chop. Whoop, missed. Then he gets straight into a bear hug, and there we go. I think that Blake Miller in this pick for the Detroit Lions is an A. They needed an offensive lineman. They're getting one who can start right away for them, and it's a team that's in a winning window. I love Blake Miller going to Detroit.
All right, Blake Miller's the pick now. Before we move on to the 18th pick of the Minnesota Vikings, we have the second pick in the NFL draft, David Bailey, joining us now. I love the suit. It's almost like you knew you were going to the Jets, the home. It's your new home. We're here in New York right now. What do you think about the Big Apple being your new home, Mr. Bailey?
Man, I'm excited, man. I've never been to New York. Man, I played like one game there, so I don't know what to expect from the city, but I know y'all got electric fans, so I'm looking forward to getting to work.
Well, I got Malik Nabers here, and I got Micah Parsons. Malik, you want to tell them what's in store in New York?
You're going to have fun in the city for sure. Just make sure you keep the main thing, locking on ball. The city, I love you. You're a tremendous player. I watch you all the time at Texas Tech. You're a hell of a player. Micah had you, very high on his board, so I'm going to let him continue to talk good about you. Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations, big dog. like I said, I had you very, very, very high on my big board. The only thing I'm going to say, these O-linemen in the NFL are very evil. Be careful with that spin move. Make sure you're on the running back. Hey, I'm telling you,
Explain this.
Hey, I done caught a couple of them. I think I got that inside moving. Protocol.
I got that, so yeah. Cool. I remember, yeah.
Yeah, be careful. Hey, you go experience all the time. Like, yo, Mike was right, yo. But be ready. You got a tremendous DC of Aaron Glenn to coach you. I seen what he did for Hutchinson. He took Hutchinson to the next level. So just get ready to work, bro. That's all it is. It's just work. It's nothing you ain't used to. And just get ready to take over the city of New York, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Well, David, I guess we just wanted to pour love into you, brother. So have a great night. Enjoy the festivities. And I really do like that blazer, man. You killed it.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all reaching out. Thank you, man.
For sure. All right, brother. Enjoy. Barely headed to that spin move. You just get popped, concussion.
Chokehold.
Really. Undertaker. The pick is in. Wow. This is a shocker. Minnesota going with Caleb Banks, the defensive lineman out of Florida. This is a guy that, man, very, very talented. Transferred from Louisville to Florida in 2023. He missed 9 games due to a foot injury in 2025. Went to the Senior Bowl, so I know my guy Trevor Sikkema seen it. A lot of talent, just he's been hurt.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at the talent that he goes this high in the draft. I'm surprised that with the availability concerns, 2 foot injuries with him being around 330 pounds. But the way this guy plays, he reminds me of Travis Jones on the interior of that Baltimore defensive line. I think that they've got similar weight profiles, strength profiles, how they can get in the backfield so quickly. The Minnesota Vikings needed a defensive tackle. I just didn't think that they would take this specific one here this early, but they're clearly reaching for the ceiling of what could be a healthy Caleb Banks here this year.
Did you watch this guy at all?
A little bit, man. He wasn't this high for me, but I understand it. They're losing Jonathan Allen. We end up getting Javon Hargrave. They needed a guy. And I don't think that my guy, the DC,
for Minnesota,
Brian Flores he would cry if he didn't get a monster in the middle. He would cry. They needed
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Hell is frozen over.
Wow. Jeez. The Birds and Howie Roseman have traded up. And so immediately my brain goes to what offensive lineman is there? I mean, there's a chance they go Dillon Thieneman. But Max from Arizona State, I feel like could be the guy. Or Monroe Freeling, with the possibility of Lane Johnson reaching the end of his career in the next year or two. You get an absolute monster there. Micah, the Eagles and the Cowboys have traded. I never thought I would see the day. Ever. I never thought I would see the day. The last time this happened, I think in the first round, was when the Eagles traded with the Cowboys to jump the Giants to take Devontae Smith.
Yes, sir.
And I will appreciate. So if we get a Devontae Smith level player, I'm going to be excited.
This pick is so interesting.
What do you think they should do? I'm nervous.
I don't know where they go. Like this is one of the lottery picks I was talking about. Like you just don't know.
No idea.
Like this is the
Wait,
bottom.
why does it say Panthers on the clock?
Because they traded with 20, but Carolina's still on at 19.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
Carolina's on. Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah,
let's not talk about the Eagles. I can't get into that mindset. Carolina Panthers, I put $100 that they take Thieneman, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Who do you think that? I need to calm the hell down.
I think Dillon Thieneman's on the board for them. I think KC Concepcion. I think Omar Cooper Jr. potentially an option for them as well.
Some weapons
you have
for Bryce.
Jermon McCoy that's still here. You have Max Iheanachor if you want to go with the right tackle option. Oh, man, I keep forgetting Makai Lemon is here, too.
I could see offensive line because Aquanu, remember, got hurt in the playoff game last year against the Rams, so he might miss almost the entire season.
Yep.
It's either protecting Bryce or providing him weapons after the season that he just had.
I think the biggest thing would be protection.
The pick is in, and with the 19th pick, whoa. That really hurts my heart. I really wanted him. Monroe Freeling, the offensive tackle out of Georgia, and I'm telling you that injury to Aquanu in the playoffs is looming large, and what they just got is large. 6'7", nearly a 7-foot wingspan at 315. He played left tackle in the SEC at 21 years old and looked like he belonged. Carolina just got a big time anchor on their offensive line to protect Bryce Young, Mr. Trevor.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going with this strategy, this is a good pick for them, right? I think some people might say, no, we'd much rather have a weapon for Bryce Young. We'd much rather hit the gas pedal after winning the NFC South this past season. And if you want to say that, this pick, there's nothing I'm going to do to really sway you here. But clearly, Dan Morgan, their general manager, is saying we needed to get ahead of this. And I actually like this spot for Monroe Freeling. I wouldn't have loved every spot in the first round for him, but he gets to develop behind Rasheed Walker. He gets to develop behind Taylor Moton. And he reminds me of a player like Jack Conklin. The way these guys are built, the length that they have, the arm length specifically, good athletes overall as well. I feel like these players are very similar. Monroe Freeling is just very tough to get around. With that big frame that he has, his athleticism, how he moved, he proved that at the Combine as well. And so, again, if you wanted more of a win now type of a pick, there's nothing that I can really say to Carolina fans that would say that that would be true. But long term, I think they realize that this is something that is going to be an issue for them in a year or two, no matter what happens with Ike Ekwonu's health. So there are other offensive linemen that I would pick here. So I'm going to give this a B, but I do understand why the Carolina Panthers are making it, although I would have taken Max Iheanachor above Monroe Freeling.
Okay, I'm going to stand up. Eagles are on the clock. Sorry, Malik, you haven't seen this side of me yet. I'm a little bit of a nut job. Eagles could do anything. A.J. Brown, with that situation, it seems like the trade is going to be happening to the New England Patriots. Offensive line, we don't know what's going to happen with Lane Johnson. But also,
You know who I like? Pons.
all these wide receivers,
I like Pons.
they're not going corner.
They need someone. They need someone outside of. Ooh, damn.
I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this.
That hurts more than anything.
Why?
4 years ago, we seen them trade up. They get the 18th pick. They traded away the 18th pick for A.J. Brown, and this is kind of like the farewell moment.
It does feel like that.
This is like the farewell at 20.
Man.
Like, that's crazy.
All right. I need to get this. I need to do the ball. This is the first time we've done a draft together where I'm not rubbing it in your face, and I'm a little bit nervous. Makai Lemon, he was the Biletnikoff Award winner, best receiver in college football. He didn't just catch passes at USC. He led the nation in first down receptions. The Eagles, in what could be the transition offseason of the wide receiver position, he got the cool dude. Makai Lemon's going to the Eagles. Sikkema, how should I feel?
You should feel good about it. I'm a big Makai Lemon guy. I had him as a top 15 overall player. I had him 13th overall on my big board. I think this is a hell of a player. He was my wide receiver one going into this college football season, and all he did was prove that right and even exceed those expectations. When I watch Makai Lemon, he reminds me a lot of when Julian Edelman was in his prime. This is somebody who always knows how to create separation, is always where he needs to be. He'll block his butt off for how big these two guys are. Of course, a little bit smaller of wide receivers, but unbelievably productive football players. When you watch these two back to back, I just think there's so many similarities to their game. How Makai Lemon can stop on a dime, how he can create those subtle moments of separation, whether it's vertical routes or underneath. I think Makai Lemon gets a bad rap as just some underneath, low average depth of target type of wide receiver. He's not. This is a big play player. You don't win the Biletnikoff Award by just, dinking and dunking your way up the field. You've got to make big plays. You've got to have yards after the catch. What we're seeing from Julian Edelman, I've seen this so many times with Makai Lemon. I think that their play styles are so similar. I think Lemon is a beast after the catch. He can make guys miss. He can break tackles. He's great at the catch point as well. And again, that's where Edelman was so dangerous with the Patriots and with Tom Brady as well. I think this comp is spot on, and you had one of the most productive wide receivers of his era there with Julian Edelman. A.J. Brown, I think, has played his last down as a Philadelphia Eagle. And because of that, I think this is an A, and I think you should feel great about it.
I still don't know how I want to feel, so I'm going to talk to the best receiver here in the room. What do we think of him?
I mean, Biletnikoff winner, unanimous All-American, great after the catch, great with breaking tackles. I just feel like you let go AJ. I mean, I know you know, AJ and Jalen have their differences or whatever they got going on there. But AJ is 6'2", 6'3".
It is a
beast out
completely
there.
different
Complete
physicality
different,
of receiver.
Complete different. Like, that's two complete different receivers for you to just put him in there and just give Devontae Smith the number one. Truly, is he number one? Yes, 1A, 1B they had. But when you put him directly there, and now he's going to face all the outside pressure. He's going to face that number one corner. He's going to be in the slot maintain.
Right.
And, you know, I don't understand how their offense doesn't use really slot receivers.
So it's a completely new offense. Sean Mannion coming over from Micah's team where he was the Green Bay quarterbacks coach. What do we know about Sean Mannion? How do you think Makai fits in with them, Micah?
See, that's the thing, right? What made the Eagles so special? That you couldn't play too high all the time. This gives you the ability to play too high more. You know what I mean? Like, because now we just rotate to Devontae. He's not as much as a deep threat as A.J. Brown.
He's a 4.5 speed guy.
A.J. Brown, there's no replacing A.J. Brown.
No.
I can't give this an A because it's a demotion of A.J. Brown. And those who think this is trying to say bye to A.J. Brown, just know what leads with A.J. Brown. The tenacity, the route running, the ability to deep. I don't care about adversity in the locker room. This is one of them times you don't let great players walk out the building that easy and just say, oh, this is a replacement. That doesn't work like that. We've seen that.
Yeah.
We've seen that.
Yeah.
You don't replace great players. So to say like, oh, this guy is going to be better than AJ, I don't believe that. I don't think this is a supplement for AJ Brown, but it doesn't make this better a situation.
I think for them, since AJ Brown is leaving, you have to put another receiver, and they go with the best receiver that's on the board right now at the receiver position that's available.
Do you like the way he plays the position?
Yeah, I understand the way he plays, but I'm saying for the Eagles, of what the Eagles do and what the Eagles are, that's not the pick
I feel like we're seeing an identity shift in the Eagles in real time. And this is sort of like, hey, we were man-to-man, we're going to go 50-50 balls, and we're going to find a way, and we're going to overpower you. And now, you're right, Devontae Smith and Makai Lemon is like one of the smallest top two receiving cores in the NFL.
And not only that, to maximize Lemon, look at where he's getting his throws and catch radius. We haven't seen that out of Jalen Hurts. We have to see a different Jalen Hurts this year to maximize his ability. Slants, digs, quick outs. We haven't seen that out of Hurts. So now you're banking on, hey, Hurts, your best football is the deep ball. Hurts probably has one of the best deep balls in the NFL. I'm going to give you that every time.
Yeah.
He throws a beautiful deep ball. But now we're going to challenge you, Hurts, and say, if you're really QB1, you have to make the medium throws. You have to make the risky throws. We haven't seen that. That's the only way to maximize Makai Lemon.
Right.
That's the only way.
Wow.
You can't tell me he's going over top every time. That's not his ability. That's not his ability.
I would have bet a lot of money they were taking an offensive lineman there.
Yeah.
And as the resident Philly guy, smaller, undersized wide receivers give me a lot of heartburn. And I don't want to say Jalen Reagor. Okay, we're going to move on. Pittsburgh Steelers are drafting at 21. No, and the very next pick. No, that sucks, bro.
Sounds like
that
me.
just sucks. That's like exactly what happened to the Giants.
Yeah.
And now he's rubbing it back in. I love it. Oh, man. Oh, that's the way the draft goes. The Pittsburgh Steelers get a guy that really fits that vibe, Iheanachor. Most kids in the draft have been playing football since they were 5-6 years old. Iheanachor started in 2021. From JUCO to Arizona State, second team All-Big 12, did not allow a sack as a senior, a blank canvas with really a huge ceiling, and he goes to the Steelers. What do you think, Sikkema?
I really like this pick for them specifically because I was nervous about Broderick Jones. Like, if they went into this next season with Broderick Jones, who we already saw like had a little bit of an injury issue going into the season and training camp anyways, there was no way that they were going to feel great about that. So even before that report came out, I think they needed to think about an offensive lineman here. And with Makai Lemon gone, which I think that's why the Philadelphia Eagles traded up to get above the Pittsburgh Steelers, who could have taken Makai Lemon. They take Max Iheanachor, and I really like this because when you compare their games, I think he is very similar in where he is in his football journey to one Bernhard Raimann, who out of Austria, he also was very late to playing the game of football. When he got drafted in the NFL, he was sort of seen as that guy who had all the tools in the world. He just needed to develop. Now he has developed into one of the better offensive tackles in the league. Iheanachor, Adam mentioned the journey that he has been on, how he hasn't been playing offensive tackle for that long. But I saw this guy up close and personal in Mobile at the Senior Bowl. First day, okay, a little bit up and down as it is for everybody. But that second and third day, I mean, I can count the amount of reps that he lost on one hand. And that includes the one-on-one drills as well. When it comes to handling power, handling speed, this guy can do it all. He handled the number 2 overall pick, David Bailey, better than any offensive tackle did this entire college football season. So I'm a big fan of Max Iheanachor. I had him as a top 15 player in this class. So to get him at number 21, I think this was huge for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Logan Fano called him the best blocker he faced in 2025. As you mentioned, came to the United States at 13 years old. All 31 starts at right tackle. Where do you see him playing on the Steelers' offensive line?
I think he's got to play. So he can play that right tackle spot because Troy Fautanu played at right tackle for them while Broderick Jones played left tackle. But Fautanu played left tackle for Washington when he was in college.
So Broderick's injury with the neck is still an issue.
I think they'll switch Fautanu over to left tackle where Iheanachor can play at right tackle. I forgot to give it a grade. Obviously, this is a player who I had in my top 15. I think it's a scheme fit. I think it's a need fit. This is an easy A for me here at 21 for the Steelers.
Yeah, the one thing the Steelers are waiting on right now is the return of Aaron Rodgers. I think it feels like it's going to happen. He's taking his time. He'll go down to South America and take a journey and lick a frog and have a great time. All right, up next is the Chargers at 22. Let's just look at the big board. Micah, any of the names that you go, man, that's a really quality guy to be getting at 22 or later?
Man, I'm big on Pons. I love consistency. I love how he plays. He showed up in every big game against elite guys down the stretch. You got to think that's just tremendous to me. You know what I mean? And look who he went against this year.
Yeah,
he went against Ohio
all the
State.
dogs.
He went against Miami. You know, like he went against Penn State. Like he played in one of the toughest. He proved it. You know what I mean? They came from JMU, came over to the Big Ten, and he's played at an exceptional high level. I think he is the Cooper DeJean of this year's draft. If he falls to second, someone gets a steal. I think he is the Quinyon Mitchell of this draft. Someone who fights, he's scrappy, he's a technician. I think he's that caliber player. That's someone I'm high on right now. And anybody who gets him from this point on, yeah, I think it's a steal.
Chargers are on the clock. Justin Herbert took the most quarterback hits of anyone last season. Remember, the injuries to Slater and Alton beginning of the year, that offensive line was banged up. Derwin James is in a contract year, and they do have a new defensive coordinator and OC, the OC, Mike McDaniel. So Mike McDaniel plus Justin Herbert could be special if he gets protection and time. The only offensive lineman left would be Caleb Lomu. I don't know if he fits that scheme. Sikkema, is he someone there, or could you see them maybe going edge or corner? And you know what? Why don't we just find out? With the 22nd pick in the NFL draft, wow, they get a heck of a pass rusher. Akeem Mesidor, the pick out of Miami. The edge is going to be joining Dalvin Tomlinson and the rest down there in L.A. It is Akeem Mesidor, the most polished pass rusher in this draft. He tore it up at Miami. Now the Chargers get an edge who is ready at day one. The ACC leader in sacks with 12.5. He's a guy with some age to him.
He is. He's 25 years old this year, which is old for a rookie, there's no doubt. But for teams that are in a winning window right now, I'm cool with him being a first-round pick because he was he was my second best edge rusher that we had in the class. And the reason why is because he has developed into one hell of an edge rusher. He came into college football as a defensive tackle at West Virginia. Then they moved him inside to nose tackle. He transfers to Miami. He plays nose. He plays defensive tackle. But over the last 3 years, he's lost a little bit of weight, and now he is in great condition to play on the edge or even kick inside a little bit. He reminds me of Latu from a couple of years ago. And the reason why is because both of these guys win so much, not with overall athleticism, but hand usage. Akeem Mesidor was coached by one of the very best, the Hall of Famer, Jason Taylor. He's the one who has been teaching Akeem Mesidor over the last 3 seasons, and you can see there's no fat on his pass rush to trim. He gets off the ball very quickly. There's no false steps out of his stance. He uses his hands very quickly, not only when it comes to his regular pass rush moves at the beginning, but also counters. The way that he times up his movements are fantastic, and something that I think Akeem Mesidor does pretty consistently that, Micah, this is what I think makes you one of the best pass rushers in the game is everything that you do, you end with a rip move. I feel like I see that so much from you. If it's a two-handed swipe, you're ending with a rip. If it's a bull rush, you're stacking them, and then you're ending with a rip. And I think that the guys in college that do that, that's the advanced level pass rushers. That's how you get to, okay, this is step 2 and step 3 of great pass rushing. When I got into this draft, I talked to Chargers fans, and I said the dream draft for the Los Angeles Chargers with their first 2 picks, first round, second round, Akeem Mesidor in the first round and Chase Bisontis in the second round. They've done part 1. So because of that, this is an A. I've been giving out a lot of A's lately, but I think these teams have really been nailing this lottery portion of the draft like Micah was talking about. But I think that this is a player who steps in right away and contributes the way the Chargers need him to.
What'd you think of his film, Micah?
Man, I think this is a guy. I think he's more of a polished rusher than his partner. It could have been the age, but I think he's cleaned up a lot. He's put the production. I actually think this is a high-quality pick just because Odafe Oweh walked away in free agency. So they needed a rusher. They traded for a rusher last year with Odafe Oweh.
Khalil Mack's a free agent after the season.
And Khalil Max. They needed to solidify this position. I think this is a good pick, and he gets to rush with some monster D tackles.
What do you think of him being 25 years old?
That contract extension better come early.
Well, that's what I mean. You get a 5th-year extension. He's 30 years old by the time you see the second contract.
That thing better come early.
How old were you guys when you got drafted?
I was 21.
Oh, 20.
20. So at 25, you were already like...
I turned 26 going into last year. So, yeah, going into my 5th year, I was turning 26.
You were already like a 3-time All-Pro by the time you were 25.
Yeah.
That's wild, bro. No, age is nothing but a number. But, hey, like you said, the Chargers, if that O-line is healthy, you got the talent there. They could be special. And now both Miami edge rushers have gone, and Dallas is on the clock. Dallas got your guy Caleb Downs with their first pick, and now they're sitting here with a few other options. Can we get the big board up here for Malik to take a look at? Malik, who if the you got one over there and one right here as well. Who would be the pick here? Caleb Downs was the first one.
Personally, I believe that Dallas needs defense. So
you double down.
I'll definitely do Pons at corner.
If they get Pons, I think Dallas wins the draft.
I think a lot of rumors this week, a lot of mocks have had Malachi Lawrence going to them out of UCF. I believe his former coach from UCF is now on the staff at Dallas, the Cowboys. I believe he's like their defensive line coach.
Okay.
So that would be the rumor. Obviously, you don't go back-to-back safeties. That would be pretty crazy. And then Jacob Rodriguez at linebacker would be really fun.
That's the name that I was gonna circle here. I don't know if they would do it, but I talked about how I don't think the Cowboys starting middle linebackers on their team right now.
We're going to do something that sometimes the stars align, and I didn't mean the pun, but it is with the Cowboys. We have Caleb Downs joining us right now on the call. And I think this is just rubbing it into Malik Nabers. Caleb Downs, welcome.
Right.
We have Malik here. We have Micah. Malik has called you the best player in this draft. It has absolutely killed him that you're not joining the team. So but we're also going to be on with you as the Cowboys make this pick. But Malik, what would you like to say to Caleb?
First off, bro, congratulations. Secondly, I'm not excited to play you 2 times a year, but I have to.
Nah, it's gonna be calm. It's gonna be bumped though. It's gonna be bumped.
I'm bummed that we couldn't get you here in my locker room, but I'm excited. You know, your journey has been fun to watch. I've watched you at Alabama, played you at Alabama, watched you, you know, at Ohio State, and I'm just excited to watch your film and see how much of an athlete that you is around the field, making plays, and I'm excited to see you on the other side again 2 times a year.
All right, Caleb Downs,
Yeah,
I get
great,
the
bro.
distinct honor to tell you what other rookie will be joining you with the 23rd pick. The Dallas Cowboys select edge rusher Malachi Lawrence out of UCF.
Okay.
What is your
That's a great pick
reaction
right
to
there.
this?
We're looking forward to it. Yeah. I mean, edge rusher always need pass rush, so that's great, and you can't do it alone on defense, so we need that.
Micah Parsons, he is playing at the place you've lived in Dallas. What advice would you give him welcoming home to Dallas?
Yo,
Yeah.
Caleb, welcome
Let
to
me
the.
hear it. Let me hear
Hey,
it.
welcome to the big city for one. I still live in Dallas, so welcome to the city. If you need any food recommendations, reach out. I'm a big fan of
Ooh,
yours.
Go ahead and send that.
Hey, I got you. Just reach out, bro. Just hit the follow. I'm gonna follow you back. I'm a big fan of your game.
Can you give
Even
us one food recommendation? Just
Albert, hey, Albernays North or North Dallas, not Oklahoma.
Albernays North.
Yeah,
North
sides
Dallas.
is crazy.
Okay.
Sweet potato is
All right.
crazy. Crazy.
Okay.
Got
Ooh, soul food needed.
Kitchen
No,
and
no, it's a
cocktails.
steak restaurant, but the sides is immaculate.
No.
Cream corn, all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kitchen and cocktails. Kitchen and cocktails. Cinnamon waffles.
Cocktails.
Yo, get out of my city, dog.
Cinnamon waffles. That's a good breakfast. Ooh.
Cinnamon, bro. Chicken
Cinnamon
and waffles.
That's a great breakfast.
Chicken and waffles, cinnamon waffles, best in America.
Kitchen cocktails is fire.
Oh, we gonna
Hey, but look, I'm a man about my money. It's a little on the high end.
Yeah.
It's you gonna spend $100 on breakfast. Fast.
You got paid though. You good. No state taxes like
I mean, it is what it is, though. You feel me? No state taxes. That's the big part. You know what I'm saying? It is
oh,
what it is.
hold on,
I feel
hold
like
on.
You got to take out the fan one time.
Hey, that no state tax hit him early. He said, it is what it is. My fault, player.
NIL
too. Hey, they re-upped him last year.
watch?
Oh, can we see the watch one more time?
Good little date jokes.
Hey, he American team ready.
Wait, was that a blue? Is that blue?
Nah, it's a
Navy.
purple face with the purple suit. You feel me?
Oh my goodness.
Very nice.
Oh
Very
my
nice.
goodness.
Yeah.
Hey.
He's been having it since Bama.
Do you
Hey.
have any? You look. I can already
Chill
tell
out,
the way
chill
that you talk, Caleb. You have a mature brain on your shoulders. Any questions that you have for Micah about going to the Cowboys for this process?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, how did you go into your rookie year? How was your mindset going into that? And yeah, that was the big thing.
Bro, the first thing I'm going to tell you is, and when I tell anybody, being a first-round pick is a pressure of its own. But that pressure is a privilege. And because you weren't a star, there's even higher expectations, higher media, higher outside noise. Eliminate it. Remember this, right? They're not drafting you to be a player. They're drafting you to be the player that you already are, to come into that system and dominate.
Yeah,
so you're
for
not
sure.
here to be behind nobody. You're not here to say, yo, I'm trying to learn from him, so-and-so. No, you're here to start, be the guy. You are the guy. Like I said earlier in the draft, you don't wish upon a star, you land on it. So good luck, brother. You're going to have a
okay,
lot
for
of
sure.
fun in the city, bro. And, yo, do me one favor. Do not let CeeDee Lamb get into you.
right.
Take care of him for me, please. Hey, you're the only one I believe that can do it. Hey, CeeDee, my dog, you're the
Okay.
only one I believe that can do it. Can't come
We're
around.
gonna see. We're gonna see.
Strap that. Yeah. Get on him.
Congratulations, Caleb Downs, on being a Cowboy. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Awesome. Trevor, Malachi Lawrence, what do we think of the pick here at 23?
I really like this pick for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, obviously, it's great when you're pairing it with a player like Caleb Downs. You get him earlier, and now you really get the speed rusher in Malachi Lawrence. I feel like this player is just another layer of their pass rush there. It's Rashawn Gary, it's Donovan Ezeraku, it's guys who can really get off the ball. He reminds me of Boye Mafe, the speed in which he plays. I think they're both built pretty similarly. They've got similar 40-yard dashes, that explosiveness. So I think both of these guys, play very, very fast. And when you look at Malachi Lawrence, it's not just the overall speed that he has. He's right here. He's going to be coming off of the edge, and you see the hand usage from him as well, how he's going to get into this offensive tackle. We'll play it at half speed so you guys can see it. He gets off the ball quick. There's that long arm. He goes, and it's immediately swiping to the outside shoulder so that he can finish that rep and get into the quarterback's lap. It's so much precise hand usage. Again, the long arm, there's the swipe, there's the rip. It's the total pass rush plan from Malachi Lawrence. So to me, the reason why I like this player a lot is because he's not just an athlete. Sometimes guys try to come into the league as pass rushers and they just try to win off of that first step. Malachi Lawrence is the first step, but then he's a pass rush plan on top of it. So it makes it a little bit easier with them having Caleb Downs a little bit higher. I'll give this pick a B+, because I think I think that he was the best speed rusher that was there. They could have gone a couple of different directions, but I think the overall draft class from Dallas is pretty good.
This is going to be the guy that's kind of tied to you because they traded this pick back with the Eagles to get it. But what do you think of this prospect and the fact that you and him will always be intertwined?
One, I just hope he never compares himself to me. You know what I mean? Like, he needs his own journey, his own path. And I hope the media don't try to portray that to say, hey, you're the guy that's going to be Micah Parsons' replacement. He's his own player. He has his own elite skill set. But one thing I like, he's violent with his hands and he's continuing with the rush. That's one thing that I even tweeted this year was like a good rusher knows how to finish and he's relentless. You see, he's still going. He's running out the ball, the hustle, the pursuit. That's what makes me excited about rushers. Not winning on the first move. Can you counter? Can you keep going after you're stopped on the first move? That's the excitement about rushers because this league they say the average play is 2.3 seconds. But it goes so much further. It's the new NFL now. Quarterbacks are way more mobile. They want to extend big plays. They want to get outside the pocket. Do you have the motor to play big-time football? And that's what they just got. So
they definitely have that. With the first pick, the 9th overall, the Cleveland Browns selected Spencer Fano, the offensive tackle. And now they go out and they desperately needed a wide receiver. And they get KC Concepcion from Texas A&M, the Horning Award winner, which means you're the most versatile player in college football. Transferred from NC State to Texas A&M, became the most dangerous all-around player in the SEC. Truly a Swiss Army knife going to Cleveland. And that makes sense, Trevor, because, man, they had holes to fill.
Yeah, we knew that it was going to be some sort of combination, either offensive tackle first and then wide receiver, or wide receiver first and then offensive tackle. They went with the offensive tackle and Spencer Fano. Now you get KC Concepcion. I wondered if they were going to go with a little bit more size, right, when they have the speed already on the roster, but they don't really have that big contested catch type of a wide receiver. Denzel Boston was still on the board. I think even Omar Cooper Jr. is a little bit more of that. But KC Concepcion, I mean, he's an incredibly fast player. He reminds me of Luther Burden from last year, how these guys are, hey, just get the ball in their hands. You talked about the versatility of KC Concepcion. I feel like that's the same with Luther Burden. So to me, both of these guys are pretty similar. And when I'm looking at an overall grade with these guys, it kind of depends on how you see these receivers. I think Boston and KC are pretty close, so it had to be a wide receiver. I'll give this a B+. I would have rather had Denzel Boston here, but I get it for them. They want to get faster. I totally understand it.
All right, that is the pick. A wide receiver is a quarterback's best friend, and we have a quarterback that, man, it shocked us, and we are so happy for him. The 13th overall pick. He's already got the Rams hat on. Ty Simpson out of Alabama. LA is your new home. I got Micah Parsons. I got Malik Nabers. What does that sound like, that LA is your home?
I'm super pumped, super blessed. I mean, to play for an organization like the Rams, to be under, Coach Sean McVay and learn from Matthew, it's everything I could ask for. And I'm super pumped, and I can't wait to get out there.
Micah, you were a big fan of this pick.
Hey, man, I was definitely a big fan of the pick. Two things. Absorb as much knowledge as you can from Matthew Stafford. He's one of the all-time GOATs. And, shoot, even Sean McVay, bro, you don't understand the situation you've been blessed into. Take full advantage of that and just absorb as much as you can. Those are probably the two, like, if any quarterback came in the league, you done came into Puka Nacua, all-time great Devontae Adams, and two of the greatest OGs of this game. Absorb it all, bro. Like, at one point in my career, I hope I play for a guy like McVay. Like,
yeah.
And number two, just stay away from the Packers, bro. Just make sure you never see us, because now we're enemies. The draft is over. We're enemies forever now. Like, but I hope you have a long, luxurious career, man. And I wish nothing but the best for you, bro.
Appreciate that, Micah. You're the man, bro.
And what do you got for him, Malik?
First off, congratulations on being drafted. Secondly, I want to say be a sponge. Like just Micah said, like be a sponge with Matthew. Just like take everything, learn from him. I mean, he's one of the greatest to ever do it. So I'm sure he's going to teach you a lot. Like he said with Devontae, with Puka, I mean, you're going into the best system to be a quarterback right now, and be a sponge of that offense. And I'm excited to see how you polish up.
Yeah, appreciate that, bro. It means a lot.
For sure.
Ty, I got a question for you, man. Like during this whole process, where you could go and who you could play for, I'm sure it was on your mind the entire time. When you got the phone call, was this your best case scenario too?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I feel like it. I felt like that, throughout the draft process, I could go anywhere from 2 to 42. And it's just something that, I knew coming in. But, when that, LA number called, I was super pumped. It was something that, I couldn't have asked for a better situation. And I'm, ready to get started.
And then to also be in this draft process, and these guys know this really well, a lot of people like to point out your negatives, right? And your positives are the reason you got taken at 13. Is there anything that you're thinking in your head right now about using all of that as fuel as you begin this journey?
Yeah, it's something that, I like to play with a chip on my shoulder. I always keep receipts. I always remember everything that everybody says. It's something that, I did at Alabama. And then, the fact that, I can go out here and play is something that, I'm looking forward to it. Not only am I, soaking up knowledge from, Matthew, but also, Sean McVay. I'm in a great situation. But, don't be a fan later because it'll be too late.
I like that. Don't be a fan later, be too. Ty Simpson, congratulations, dude. We're all very, very happy for you, man. Enjoy the ride.
Hey, appreciate you guys. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Don't be a fan later because it'll be too late. How's the knee?
It's good, bro. I'm just doing my extensions. That's all, bro.
Yeah, sitting down for too long an issue?
I got to get into my quadriceps, bro.
Are we all just like stretching knees right now?
Yeah, you got to. I got to hold this extension sometimes.
Been showing love, man. You got to massage that thing sometimes.
I see the 8 ball.
Yeah.
I think it's coming up. All will be fine. That's what I'm thinking with that knee right there. I got knee problems, but that's just because I'm like 15 years older than you guys. All right, Bears are on the clock. Browns get Concepcion. What did you think? What did you think of Concepcion?
I think for the pick of that offense, I don't really like that receiver. I thought they was going to go bigger receiver just because of, with the guy Isaiah Bond.
Yes.
You got Jerry Jeudy, which is a tremendous route runner. I just wanted to have a bigger receiver on the outside that you can throw the ball up to if something else happens.
You like a nice mix in a receiving
I love that tall receiver, nice size slot receiver, and another big
shifty kind of guy.
Another receiver. We come from LSU. You had Jamar, and you had the Terrence Marshall, and you had Justin in the slot.
Yeah.
My era, you had Brian Thomas, who was 6'3", 6'4". Kyron Lacy, you had me in the slot, and we switched over. When you have that dynamic mix-up, you can put receivers anywhere they want instead of having just the
kind of all the same guys.
Yeah, you get a different mix-up.
The Chicago Bears desperately needed a safety, and they got very lucky that one fell to them all the way at 25. Dillon Thieneman, every game, every start for 3 straight years, whether it was Purdue or Oregon, never once took a snap off. And I'm just going to come out and say it. I know we're looking at a white safety, but this guy is an athlete, all right? We're talking about 41-inch vertical. We're talking over a 10-foot broad jump, and one of Trevor's favorite players in the draft.
Steal of the draft. This is my favorite draft pick of the entire draft. Getting him at number 25 specifically for this team. He reminds me of Michael Huff when Michael Huff was picked in the first round for the, at that time, Oakland Raiders. They were built very similarly. They're ball hawks. They're guys that know how to get after the football. And specifically for the Chicago Bears, this is a team that led the NFL in turnover margin last year. You lose basically your entire safety room. You had to regroup. You had to retool. They get a player who is unbelievably versatile to play free safety, strong safety in the nickel. This is my favorite pick of the draft. To get him at 25, this is a player that was top 10 on my board at number 7 overall. So it's a position of need. It's a player that fits their defense, and it's maximum value getting here at number 25. Chicago, Ryan Poles, A+ pick.
There were only a few teams that had glaring needs at the safety position. This was it. You mentioned the guys that departed: Kevin Byard, Brisker, Gardner Johnson, Jonathan Owens, all gone. They needed a safety. And what drafting from Ryan Poles now the last few years? Darnell Wright, starter at right tackle in 23, Caleb Williams and Roma Dunze, and then Colston Loveland and Luther Burden last year, and now Dillon Thieneman. What do we think of this prospect here, Micah, going to the Bears at 25?
Man, this was an important need for them. I think this is a great pick for this value. I'm with him on this one. This was a great pick. And then you got to think they just lost Kevin Byard last year. Yeah. So this is a position where he has the greatest opportunity to come in, start, and be a great player for this organization. And I just hope he maximizes it.
Yeah, what's it like when you're expected to start right away?
For sure, they throw a lot at you just to, personally, they hear that you're a smart athlete, you understand defense, you understand offense, so they throw a lot at you. You got to learn a lot quick, but they make it real simple for you to learn. That's the thing, is when they want you to start, they have to make it simple for you to learn. And once you get that right, you're amazing.
They kind of build that foundation.
We got the big time.
Whoa.
Sonny Styles.
Whoa, I got to put my...
Yeah.
Why don't you start us off, Sonny Styles?
What's up, big dog? Hey, congratulations,
What's going
bro.
on, fellas? How we doing?
We blessed,
Yeah,
bro.
I
We
appreciate
happy
it,
to
man.
talking to you. Hey, man.
Well, hold on. Before you go,
man.
it is a new home in Washington. Has it already set in that this is your new home?
Yeah, I'm excited. I love the facility on Ashburn, Virginia. So I'm super excited to get out there and get to work.
And you get to talk to the guy that knows your coach so well, Dan Quinn, and you're going to be in a similar position. So what do we have to say for Mr. Sonny right here?
Bro, if you just go be a dog, Dan Quinn will love you forever. That is like my pop to this day. He still checks on me as a person, as a player. So whenever you have that heart-to-heart with him, just know it's always coming from the most genuine, heartfelt place, and that he's going to truly take you in like a son. And I just want you to appreciate that, because that's rare in this league. A lot of people don't care after you stop playing for him. He's someone that you can call and just be with. So just play out there with 100% effort every time, and you're going to meet your bestest friend and a coach and a mentor that can take you from here to here. And that's what he did for me in my career, and I just couldn't be more thankful. So if you just do that, man, you're going to have a great career. I would say listen good with an open heart. You know what I mean? Like that's what type of guy you coming in the room with. So it's more than just a player coach. It's deep. Like so just absorb that, bro. And I already think you're gonna have a great trajectory. And that system as the mic, you're gonna have a lot of fun. A lot of fun, bro. A lot of fun. So just get ready.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
What is the
I appreciate it. Coach Quinn was awesome.
Oh, please, Sonny, go ahead.
No, you got to go ahead.
No, take away.
No, I was just going to say, like Micah was saying, you can tell my few minutes I had with him. He's an awesome dude, great man. You can tell he cares about you. The only coach that, gave me his number, said no matter what happens, always hit you up, make sure you're good. So he's a genuine guy. Excited to work for him.
You seem like a guy that makes a statement and the rest of the NFL gets on notice. What would you like the rest of the league to know what just entered the NFL?
Man, just a guy that loves the game, love football, obsessed with winning, obsessed with getting better, and that's going to do whatever it takes to win, and just get better each and every week. And, I just can't wait to get to work. I'm excited. This is only the beginning.
I could see it in your face and your voice. Sonny Styles, congratulations, brother. Good luck next season.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all guys. Appreciate y'all boys.
So we have a trade. Thank you, Sonny. Houston Texans have traded up. They were at 28. They're going to move up to 26, I believe, with the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo needed to kind of accumulate more picks as they start the Joe Brady era. But right now, the best defense in the AFC, the Houston Texans, are on the clock. And it looks like it's 26-91 in exchange for, all right, so they did what they needed to do. Trevor, what do you think this could be for?
Yeah, I mean, Houston's a tough team to sort of make projections for. When we look at the Houston Texans, where we have their lineup here, I mean, offensive line, I mean, we could go offense. Oh, we got to pick in already.
We do have the pick in.
I think O-line.
Malik thinks it's going to be O-line. Trevor thinks it's going to be O-line. Houston does need help on the O-line. They could use some size in the middle.
Oh, it is offensive line.
It is. It's going to be the guard out of Georgia Tech.
Keylan Rutledge.
Keylan Rutledge, transferred from Middle Tennessee to Georgia Tech, started all 26 games the last 2 seasons. An NFL scout said if the ACC had a Royal Rumble, I would bet on this guy being the last man standing.
It's a great quote, and I love the quote. You know, when you look at him and how he plays, very much in that man and gap scheme, downhill run blocking concepts. He is somebody who reminds me of John Feliciano, somebody who played for the San Francisco 49ers, somebody who played for the New York Giants, and somebody who would just beat you up front. And that's exactly what the Houston Texans want to be on the defensive side of the ball and on the offensive side of the ball. They want to be the tone setters. And so Rutledge, we heard there were some rumblings that he was going to make it potentially into the back part of the first round. Not only did Houston think that they wanted to draft him, they traded up to get this guy. I think that's high praise there. So, look, I think that I have Chase Bisontis ranked a little bit higher, but this is the position that I would have liked for Houston to hit. And so I will give this a B. Again, I would have taken Chase Bisontis, but I think he is a scheme fit. I think he is the player that they obviously love, and they traded up to go get him. So I'm going to give him a B here.
This feels like they were trying to get ahead of the 49ers, who we also know want some offensive line help, and so much so that the 49ers have traded back with the Miami Dolphins moving up from 30. So maybe this was a guy that the 49ers were targeting, and then it didn't work out. But Miami is now on the clock, moving up from 30 to 27. Miami, earlier in this draft, remember, they traded back with Dallas and ended up selecting Kadyn Proctor. So they already went offensive line. What stands out about that? Why'd you make that face?
Just because I think that's a lot to move up 3 spots. I mean, San Francisco gets number 90 now, and all they had to give up was 138. I mean, that's a 48-point swing in the 4th and 3rd round just to move up 3 spots. So they clearly, the Dolphins really want whoever they're going to take here.
We'll see. They already got Kadyn Proctor. As we mentioned, they have holes at wide receiver. There are a few wide receivers still on the board that I know that we had our eyes on, Omar Cooper being one of them. Then they also could use help at cornerback. And we do have Jermon McCoy. There is issues with that leg injury. Maybe they go Denzel Boston. Whoever it is, this was the trade that they got from the Waddle trade that they sent to Denver. And, yeah, Miami's still paying Tua $50 million this year, which pretty darn unbelievable to think.
Tax-free state, too.
Tax-free state, too. But if he's not living there, does he have to pay taxes on it?
No, because that's Miami paying him.
So you get it from who pays you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk to a guy that's going to be paying a lot of taxes. Arvell Reese, the 5th pick in the draft for the New York Giants.
Twin Hill.
Whoa, and you guys got is that the same necklace?
Yes, Twin Hill.
For real? Oh, yeah, that's what's up. What's going on?
Arvell Reese, Malik Nabers, both New York Giants, both rocking similar hardware. What a beautiful sign here, Micah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Malik, how would you like to welcome the new member of the Giants?
Man, congratulations. Welcome to the team. Very excited to be seeing you on the defensive side, getting sacks, getting tackles. Man, I'm excited to see you fly around. I want to say soak up a lot of stuff from Burns. He's going to teach you a lot. And very excited to get you in the building, learn the defense. Excited to see you ball out.
Yes, sir, brother. I appreciate you, man. I can't wait to get out there, man.
For
real. I appreciate y'all. Yeah.
Hey, bro, one thing, I get it, because where do you want to play at? You want to be off ball or on the ball? That's been the biggest question.
And be honest. Be honest.
And, no, I'm gonna be honest. Like, all honesty, you know, my role last year was both. Like, it really don't matter to me. Like, it just depended on whatever situation I was walking into. So wherever Coach Bush, Coach Denard, wherever they want me at, I'm going to take on that role. I'm going to take on that role, wherever it's at. It could be off the ball, on the ball. Go rise to the occasion for sure.
Hey, that mindset tells me everything I need to know, man. Is great because that was kind of the mindset I had. Whatever they give you, embrace it and maximize it because you don't know what they have planned for you. You don't know what God got planned for you, bro. So whatever it is, don't have a doubt in your mind like, I don't know if I should be doing this. Just go, bro. Just go. It don't matter. Regardless, you a baller. Just be a baller. You know what I mean? So on the ball, off the ball, don't matter. Just be a baller. And I hope you achieve everything you want in your career.
Yes, sir, brother. I appreciate you. It means a lot coming from you for sure.
Arvell Reese, congratulations. Welcome to the Big Apple, dude.
See you tomorrow.
You're going to love it. See you tomorrow.
For sure. Yep, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, brother. Congrats. Arvell Reese, thanks for joining us.
That was a switch of energy.
What do you mean? Oh, you're saying Malik switched?
I love the player. I love the player.
Just didn't like.
Pick is in for the Miami Dolphins.
I like Caleb Downs in the draft.
Yeah, just because you like a guy doesn't mean you don't like another guy.
I get it.
Chris Johnson is the pick for Miami, the 27th pick. Jeremiyah continues to drop, but Chris Johnson, the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year, this dude allowed just 42% completions to his side last season. The Miami Dolphins just drafted a corner who has erased receivers, Trevor.
Yeah, I think that this is, I'm just going to get right to it. This is an A. The reason why is because he's an off-coverage corner. I think he's one of the best in the draft. I don't love him in press coverage, but when you get to have him in those off-zone coverage schemes, I think he's excellent. It's exactly what Jeff Hafley does. It's what he did with the Green Bay Packers. It's what he's going to do with the Miami Dolphins. I think this is a perfect scheme fit and a great player to get at the back end of the first round.
Guys, we have another trade. So Buffalo traded back with Houston from 26 to 28, and now they're trading back again to 31. The New England Patriots have traded up. There was a lot of rumors that maybe they would be trading out of the first round. They are trading up, and they're giving up 125 to move up 3 positions. This was the Super Bowl runner-up New England Patriots. That offensive line kind of exposed a little bit in that Super Bowl loss. Again, it was against Seattle. Morgan Moses, 35 years old, kind of being managed right now, but you're building around year 2 of Drake May. The New England Patriots are on the clock, and the pick is in. And with the 28th selection in the first round, the New England Patriots have selected Caleb Lomu, probably the best offensive lineman remaining on the board out of Utah, officially going to be a New England Patriots. We talked about their needs on the offensive line. Well, guess what? 24 straight starts at left tackle at Utah, 0 sacks allowed last season. Lomu is 21 years old and already plays like a veteran. What does this mean for Will Campbell? Will he move inside? Lomu the pick at 28. What do we think here, Trevor?
Yeah, I mean, this is very, very interesting because they said all offseason, Will Campbell's the left tackle. We're not moving Will Campbell from left tackle, and now with your first pick in the first round, you just picked a developmental left tackle. So maybe this means that he's not starting right away. You got Morgan Moses on the right tackle side, and he's getting up there in age. He's getting a little bit long in the tooth. So you could understand Caleb Lomu playing on that right tackle side, but he hasn't played right tackle. He's been the left tackle for Utah over the last couple of years. He reminds me, though, of Jake Matthews at his best. Is he Jake Matthews yet? No. Jake Matthews is one of the most consistent offensive linemen in the NFL during his NFL career. But I think the body types are similar. I think the athleticism is similar. And I think the potential is there for Caleb Lomu to be sort of like Jake Matthews in ways. Here's Caleb Lomu going up against David Bailey, and he's able to chop him down, get him off balance, push him to the ground. That's that patience, that power, that balance that he has right there. And so it's plays like that. It's that early patience that he has that makes me really like this player. I just kind of wonder, hey, what's now the plan with the offensive line? I thought they were going to go edge rusher. There's a lot of good edge rushers left on the board. I'll give this one a B. I've been giving a lot of Bs lately. I'll give this one an overall B here because I like the player, but just where does he fit on this offensive line right now?
Micah, how would Caleb Lomu do blocking you? What's your answer?
Come on, bro.
Just tell the truth. Just answer the question.
Yeah, look, like for me, fried ice cream.
Fried ice cream.
Fried ice cream. For me, fried ice cream.
This is your version of barbecue chicken alert?
Man, what?
He just made that up. Fried ice cream.
No, that's a
He was thinking about that restaurant in Dallas, and he was like, man, they do make good fried ice cream.
Yeah, fried ice cream.
What do you think about him as a prospect, though?
As a prospect, I think it's a potential. It's a potential. This is the lottery. This is the lottery.
This is what you were saying. We get to this point of the draft, you're taking lottery tickets.
It was so heavy in the top 15. It was just like, where was each one going to go? Now it's kind of like we see the trade-ups, the trade-backs, some teams think these players are more valuable. Some people don't. Like, oh, we can get this player later. There's no reason to rush. This was a player that they felt like, we don't know about Will Campbell, but let's see how he performs. If our best lineup is him with Will Campbell, then we'll do it. If he doesn't pan out to be better than Will Campbell, then Will Campbell stays. This is a prospect, a potential lineup, and gives them more depth. Because Will Campbell battled through a lot of injuries last year,
He did. And he's a good player. It's just a tough matchup for him. But that was the 9th offensive lineman taken in the first round, and we now have a chance to talk to one of the first that was taken. Francis Mauigoa. Oh, hell yes. I'm loving it. The energy right now, the new Giant. I'd like to introduce you to the star wide receiver on the Giants, Malik Nabers. Welcome to New York, pal.
Yeah, let's get it going, man. I'm ready to go, man.
Congratulations. Welcome to the Big Apple, man.
Appreciate you, man.
I'm excited to see you tomorrow.
Go Big Blue.
Protect my quarterback so we can get some tuds. Raise me up in the touchdown. Let's get the celebrations going.
Mm-hmm.
Francis.
Yes, sir. And that's what I'm here to do, man.
For sure.
Now, please talk about that. Calling New York home, a city that I don't even know if you've visited. What is this like for you going to the biggest city in the world?
Oh, man. I'm excited, man. New York is what people often dreams about. I know being in Miami, a lot of people move from New York to Miami, and a lot of Miamians move to New York. So I heard a lot of great things about New York. But not only that, but I'm ready to go at it with the team, man. I'm ready to get back to it, compete with it. Man, get some balls to my dog Malik, man.
Let's do it. Let's do it, man.
I also have Micah Parsons here. You know, if let's say the Giants play the Packers and stuff, how do you think you'd do against Micah?
Strapped his ass up.
Prepare my ass off. I'll prepare my ass off. I know he's known for his stuff. I got some stuff to prove. Respect for his game, man, and love for it. I'm gonna prepare my ass off. I'm gonna study everything.
He's all right.
But yeah, he's all right.
You guys do play each other this year.
We play the Giants again?
It is on the schedule. We don't know the official week yet. That hasn't come out, but yeah, it's on the schedule. Is there any advice you want to give to him about that matchup in particular?
He rushes with his hands and he rips. Just worry about that.
Hey, don't listen to the league, bro.
He gonna go. He gonna move like this at the line of scrimmage. Just do
bro, do not listen to them, bro. Just this is.
He try to act like he's hooping.
Hey, this is no funny shit, bro. This is no excuse my language. No funny stuff. Just hope I'm still on IR. I'm coming back with vengeance for the league. It's not even you, bro. It's not even you. It's for the league.
It's for the ACL.
It's for the ACL, God. Hey, bro. And that's just a mentality, bro. I don't care who it is. It could be a rookie, 10-year vet. I always say, line it up.
Yeah.
Hey, watch. Look at the clips. It ain't matter who it was. Look at the film.
Exactly. I'm agreeing with him. It's for the ACL.
Yeah, it's for the ACL, bro. Just hope I'm on IR. That's the only thing the league can do. Just hope I'm on IR.
Pup.
Hey, pup.
Francis, I just want to say for all of us, we are so proud of you. We are happy for you. And I know Malik is excited to be your teammate. Thank you for spending this time with us. This is an amazing moment for you and your family. And we're really proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Man, appreciate y'all. And Micah, man, I'm not ducking any smoke. I'm ready for it.
Hey, bro, I don't want you to duck no smoke, bro. I line up A through Z. I come see everybody. You don't got to worry about number one running from nobody. Watch
outside.
the film.
A is me outside. So
you
line up through
watch
like
the tape.
G through
watch the tape.
W.
Watch the tape.
You don't line up.
Francis, you're the man.
Watch
What
the
do you
tape.
guys play at Green Bay?
We're playing 3-4 this year.
Quarter?
Yeah.
You see what happened at the Pro Bowl.
I'm going to drop. I might give you one in the window.
You see what happened, Pro Bowl.
Thank you, Francis. Chiefs pick is in. The Chiefs, this is their second pick of the first round, 29. And they get Peter Woods, a defensive lineman out of Clemson. A lot of potential here. So they go in the first round, and they trade up to get Mansoor Delane, and now they're going with a defensive tackle, freshman All-American, first-team All-ACC. He's been winning his entire life. The production dipped last year, but honestly, everything dipped at Clemson next year. What did KC just get here?
Yeah,
Trevor?
I mean, I think this is a player who athletically can do a lot of really good things for you. And I didn't love him in every single defensive front, but the ones that are more attacking in style, I do like. And Kansas City is one of those fronts. They let Chris Jones attack. They're going to let Peter Woods attack. They're going to let him get lateral. They're going to let him get up the field. And so for that, I mean, he was a little bit lower on my board. And for a defensive tackle specifically, they did need this position. I will once again give this pick a B here. There are other players that are higher on my board, but I do understand the desire to get somebody new on that defensive front. So I've got edge rushers higher than I have Peter Woods ranked, but I do still think this is a good player for this specific defensive front with Steve Spagnuolo. So I'll give this one a B.
It's interesting, you know, Chris Jones is getting up there. He's been the figurehead. It's also helped for him, but they go defense, the Chiefs, getting Peter Woods here and then earlier trading up for Delane. So the back end, the front end, no help for Patrick Mahomes, but the defense. The Jets have traded up from the second round up to this pick. The Miami Dolphins traded with San Francisco. So San Francisco traded back, picked up some picks, and now is picking up more picks in trading back. And it looks like they got 33 and 179. So adding a later round pick, the Jets are on the clock. Jets already drafted David Bailey. They already drafted Kenyon Sadiq. And now they go Omar Cooper. So they get arguably the top pass rusher, the top tight end, and then a heck of a weapon at wide receiver in Omar Cooper. 27 forced missed tackles. He did not need a perfect throw at Indiana. He just needed the ball in his hands. Trevor, playmaker coming to New York.
See, now I love the total draft strategy here from the Jets, right? You get the pass rusher at number 2, and Kenyon Sadiq at 16. I was like, all right, that's a little early for me with Sadiq, but I thought Omar Cooper Jr. was going to go at number 16. So if you tell me that no matter how you get to it, you're coming away with David Bailey, you're coming away with Kenyon Sadiq, and you're coming away with Omar Cooper Jr., that's an excellent draft from Darren Muji there. I like Omar Cooper Jr., especially when it comes to his work from the slot. Over 80% of his reps from the slot this past season, and he was fantastic at it. He was one of the most productive receivers in all of college football. He reminds me of Greg Jennings when Greg Jennings was at his best with the Green Bay Packers. Of course, the chemistry with one of the best passers in the world in Aaron Rodgers obviously helped, but think of all of the plays. When I ask you to close your eyes and think of Greg Jennings, I guarantee that you're thinking of some sort of in-breaking route where Aaron Rodgers hits him in stride and he's off to the races for 20, 30 yards, sometimes for a touchdown. That's what it felt like it was for Omar Cooper Jr. at times this season. Now, if you want him as more of an outside receiver, I think he's still got to work on how he gets off the line of scrimmage against press, but this is somebody who can get over the middle of the field and get those yards after catch opportunities. So I'm a fan of his game if they play him in that alignment. I was a little bit lower on him overall as a wide receiver, but again, getting back to the Jets overall, coming away with David Bailey, Kenyon Sadiq, Omar Cooper Jr. I think to get Cooper Jr. here, I think this is an A- type of a pick. There's other wide receivers that I liked at this spot, but the total draft strategy goes into me liking this one and giving it at least an A- here.
Malik, what do you think?
So like we said, for the Jets, you know, he plays a lot in the slot. Nice contested catcher, pretty fast. With Adonai Mitchell outside and Garrett Wilson there, they're going to need somebody else in the slot to take away matchups, and I feel like he's going to be the most consistent matchup besides Garrett Wilson that's going to win, and I like the decision to get this type of receiver.
Is that a wide receiver room makeup that you do like, the assembling of those three guys?
For sure.
Because it not only is it Adonai, A.D. Mitchell, and Garrett Wilson, you also add Sadiq now. So now you kind of got like a 4 really strong weapons across.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So where?
And, you know, you talked about the other tight end, Mason Taylor. We have another trade, by the way. The Bills, who traded back from 26 to 28, and then from 28 to 31, have now traded out. So the Bills and Brandon Beane have simply started collecting picks. At the end of this, I'm very curious to see the haul of picks that they had, trading back 3 or 4 times. And the Tennessee Titans have now traded back into the first round. They took Carnell Tate with the 4th pick, and now they are sitting here at 31. The Tennessee Titans are on the clock. But yeah, the Jets' weapons suddenly went from they really need help to, wow, how are we going to get all these guys on the field at the same time?
Yeah, because I would have put the tight end in the slot.
This is going to be fun.
And Breece Hall's back there, too.
It's definitely going to be a lot of 4 wide.
Yeah,
a lot of
he's
spread.
gone.
A lot of spread, too.
So that's Cooper. And then you got Sadiq in there as well. You could run some 12.
That's a much better looking offense than how we started the night.
And the only position they're missing, and I don't want to take shots at Geno, but is the quarterback of the future. So you build all this, and then as Micah knows with roster management, you get that rookie contract next year, and you can afford all of them.
Yeah. Well, if Geno don't do it, you're in a great position to have a young quarterback to come in and have a great team around him. You don't have to worry about Garrett Wilson for years, and you got these young guys around him.
Yeah. Oh, big pick here. Defensive lineman out of Auburn, Keldrick Falk is the pick for Tennessee, who trades back in. So Carnell Tate's the first, and with the second pick, they get the youngest prospect in the entire draft. He's 20 years old. He captains Auburn's defense before he could legally drink a beer. That's right. The Titans drafted a pass rusher whose ceiling isn't even in view yet. Monster DN.
It's so funny that this is the pick here for Robert Saleh, because this is also the team that drafted Michael Williams, number 11 overall last year.
Right.
And I feel like they're very similar of players. They're run-first type of players. I think that the run defense grades for Keldrick Falk, the overall strength that he plays with, you see the size right around 270, 280 pounds, kind of fluctuating at his play weight right there. You've got the long arms from him. I see him sort of similar to the way that we talked about Michael Williams. I'm lower on Keldrick Falk overall. I think there's a bevy of pass rushers that I would have taken: Zion Young, Gabe Akis, T.J. Parker. I would have taken those guys, R. Mason Thomas, over Keldrick Falk. So for this one, I have so many edge rushers that I have ranked ahead of him. I give this one a C-. I have him ranked much more in the 60s and as a comfortable second-round pick than I did back end of the first round. Although getting to the back end of the first round, I like a little bit better. But I just don't see how this player affects the quarterback the way you need him to in a Robert Saleh defense. Robert Saleh's defense demands that you get home with 4. He's not a heavy blitzing type of a defensive coordinator, and I'm just not convinced that Keldrick Falk is going to turn into this great pass rusher moving from college to the NFL, knowing that he didn't really do that in college. It only gets more difficult. I know you get time to develop, especially when you're younger, but to me, they needed more of that pass rusher type there. So they went with the wide receiver. Obviously, they didn't go with the pass rusher in the early parts of the first round. They're getting an edge rusher here. It was the right one for them. So that's why I'm giving this one a C-.
Micah, I want to set up their entire D-line, and you tell me how he fits in. They traded for Jermaine Johnson from the Jets. They bring him in. They got John Franklin Myers in free agency. They got Jacob Martin in free agency. And also, because I think Robert Saleh is comfortable with him, they got Solomon Thomas to play a little inside. When you add in what Trevor said, sort of an edge-setting 280-pounder, how does he fit in with that dynamic there in Tennessee?
I think he is the most. When you think of Saleh,
I apologize. And Jeffrey Simmons is an absolute
yeah, you already
beast.
know. You can't forget about it.
Yes.
But I think this is the solidifying moment. He wasn't meant to be the productive defensive end. He's a bull rush to contain. He's not the winner. The winners are Jeffrey Simmons and Myers.
So this is a force multiplier for the other guys on the team.
To make sure he doesn't get outside the pocket. This is the bull rush to power, stop the run. When you paid John Franklin Myers, you said, hey, you're going to eliminate some of the double teams off of my guy, Jeffrey Simmons, who I know is a winner.
Yeah.
Those are your 2 wins. When you're making up a defensive front, right, you're either making up edge rushers with middle quality interior, because you can't afford both, or you're going interior with decent quality edge rushers.
Like what the Eagles are doing.
Yeah. Exactly. You chose Jordan Davis. You chose Jalen Carter. Those are your 2.
Right.
For years to come.
Yes.
That was the decision you have to make.
We figure it out on the outside.
And that was the Giants' problem. They got Abdul, Brian Burns, and you're still deciding what you're going to do with KT. You're saying we're solidifying the edge. We got to just figure it out in the middle. We can't afford to pay everybody.
You look at the last 2 Super Bowl winners. The Eagles, they're 2 deep on the D-line, was stacked. You look at Seattle last year, you got like DeMarcus Lawrence coming out, and like they were so deep. Getting guys that you can just rush the passer with this Gus Bradley, Robert Saleh defense, you just need weapons. So you like the pick?
I like the pick for Saleh because that's kind of what he is. He wants to stop the run with 4. He wants to play too high with 4 with a mixture of some cover 3 variations. He fits their system. They're not asking him to win every time. That was the point of the Jermaine trade. They was like, okay, if we want a speed rusher, we're going to get him. But I think the inside guys are the guys that's got to win. It was like, look at the Patriots. It was Baltimore and Williams. They didn't have no outside pieces. That's just how the makeup is. They want to stop the run.
Byron Murphy.
And Leonard Williams.
Yes.
The makeup is very simple. If you're not going to have high-quality edge rushers and they're hard to find on the market, you got to have some dominant interiors, and I'm not mad at it. They got a powerful power rusher who can contain the pocket.
All right, so 2 interesting picks there for Tennessee, and just like that, and I'll say this, NFL, it's 11:02, and we're at the last pick of the first round. There were times, this is my 13th year doing this, there were times we were done at 1:30. like that first round was 5-6 hours, and right now we're at hour 3. So Roger Goodell got what he wanted. Seattle, the Super Bowl champions, 14-3. Mike McDonald in his 3rd year. They do have a new OC, but the 17th year of drafting of John Schneider. They do not have a lot of draft picks. Only 4 picks, fewest in the NFL. We were saying they'd probably like to trade down. There were so many trade downs from 26 on. If they stick, Trevor, where do you think they'd go?
I mean, I'm with you. I think that this is still a spot where they could
There
trade
was running
down,
back
but
rumblings.
There was running back rumblings, but, man, are you going to take Jadarian Price, I think, from Notre Dame feels like the next running back off the board, but you only have 4 picks in this draft. You really going to take a running back in the first round? I'm not so sure if that's the best use of all of this. The guy that we've talked about all night, this is a player that's very interesting for them, right? You lose Reek Woolen. You have the opportunity to maybe draft D'Angelo Pons. I think it could be maybe interior offensive line with Chase Besantis as well. Maybe Emmanuel Pregnon. I think both of those guys are good scheme fits for them. But I'm wondering if Pons ends up being the pick here for them.
What do you think of his fit there? Because he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he does have Seattle energy. Let's see where they go. The pick is in, and they do go running back.
Running back.
Jadarian Price. How about that? 2 running backs go in the first round, and both of them went to the same school. Fair to wager that has not happened many times in NFL history. 0 college starts, yet the first player in Notre Dame history to have multiple kick return touchdowns of 100 yards or more. He was a first-team All-American. He was a Paul Hornung Award finalist, and the man could run. The only problem is he had Jeremiyah Love in front of him. So this is a Seattle team that needed running back depth, and they get it with the last pick of the first round.
So I don't love the philosophical idea of not having a lot of draft picks and then drafting a running back here. However, specifically for Seattle, it does make some more sense, right? You're losing Kenneth Walker. Zach Charbonnet's coming off of the injury. They definitely needed somebody at running back. They were going to draft a running back at some point, whether it was here or a little bit later. I do think that specifically for the Seattle Seahawks, the scheme fits excellent. I don't love Jadarian Price behind every offensive line philosophy, run game philosophy, but I love him behind those mid and outside zone run schemes. And I think that even with Clint Kubiak not there, that's still what they're going to want to do. They're going to want to stretch their run game to get to the sideline. The style, and I think the overall size reminds me of Javonte Williams, who Javonte was one of my favorite backs when he was coming out. If you take the knee injuries away from him, man, I think that he's a hell of a football player in this league. And obviously, he's come back to be successful when healthy with the Dallas Cowboys. So it's interesting when it comes to draft value. I will give this one a C+. I wish that they would have traded out. I like the player. I like the scheme fit. But overall, I just wish they would have traded out of this to draft him a little bit later.
OC over there in Seattle now with Kubiak gone is Brian Fleury. Spent 7 years with San Francisco. That is that scheme out wide. Jadarian Price, what do we think of this running back?
I think he gets to live up to his dream, be that #1 running back. I mean, sitting behind Jordan Love is not really ideal for you to get, a lot of reps, but I feel like he's walking into a nice spot, Super Bowl championship, so he's running behind a nice O-line. He finally gets that opportunity to be RB1, and I'm excited to see how he's adjusted.
Michael, what do we think?
I want to say I like this pick because it reminds me of a couple picks that remind me of DeAndre Swift, the Miles Sanders, maybe a year starting, maybe splitting the tote with a bunch of guys, but never really getting a light, and they get him around this late first, early second. That's kind of where all those running backs go. So for the value, you're saying, hey, we lock in this running back at end of the first where we hold them for a while. You know what I mean? We get to hold them. That value of the running back is sneakily increasing for good backs. And you say, well, he produced a lot. He did a lot. The only thing was he's behind Jeremiyah. So now you're like, he can hold a lot more early in his career because he doesn't have a lot of mileage. So I would say I really like the pick just because of what I've seen over the last couple of years with these guys that never really started. James Cook could be one. Same type. Never really had the full mileage, but now you get to see them shine a little bit more.
What I hear from not having mileage is he's got fresh legs.
Exactly. And these guys are going.
Charbonnet, remember, is an ACL tear. He's hoping to be back after Thanksgiving, but that means that there is a very good chance Jadarian Price is a starting running back in the NFL for the first 8-9 weeks of the season. And again, the way they used Walker and Charbonnet last year, they like it by committee.
Jeremiyah Love. I said Jordyn Love.
We know it was Jay. I mean, he said some words tonight, but we didn't call him out. You don't need to call yourself out.
You did mess up on some.
We do? We have an interview?
That was okay.
Oh, my gosh. He is now the wide receiver for the greatest franchise in the NFL. It is the Philadelphia Eagles, who now bring in an absolute dog in Makai Lemon, who is joining the BR show. I got Micah Parsons. I got Malik Nabers. What does it feel like to call Philly home? That's been the question all night. Was this expected, and how does it feel?
It's definitely, unexpected, but it's a great feeling. I've been waiting, so long for this moment. So, to really get it home, to call Philly, especially a great organization, I couldn't be even, more happy. So I'm excited, man.
Oh, I love everything about him already. Micah, what do you think?
Hey, bro, congratulations, bro. Hey. Hey, you had me everything but the greatest organization, bro. I was trying to hold it, bro. I was really trying to hold it, bro. Hey, congratulations, bro. Seriously, you walking into a great group of guys, I would say, between Saquon, Devontae, Lane. Those guys been around for so long, and you can just really absorb a lot from them guys. And you got my man Wicks over there. So, man, wish those guys nothing but love for me, man. Just absorb everything, bro. You around a great group of offense early in your career, and a lot of guys don't get the opportunity, man. You can walk in and learn so much and learn the game at such a high level. Just take advantage of it and really just do you, man. Do you what you've been doing your whole career. Prove people wrong.
For sure.
First, congratulations on getting to your spot where you wanted to go. Like he said, continue to learn from those other guys that's going to be there. They're going to teach you a lot. You got great guys in that building, in that receiver room that you're going to be able to learn from. And you're surrounded by, like you said, a good organization, a good team, a good group of guys. So continue to learn a lot from them, and I'm excited to see, what you do in the league.
For sure. Hey, it was good meeting y'all boys, man, for real.
For sure, for sure.
Makai, what does it feel? Man, you're an NFL player. Is that set in yet?
Yeah, a little bit, but I feel like it's really gonna hit, when I'm really, in the facility, in the building, when I put on that jersey, really, though.
And that check hit.
It's definitely, yeah, something like that.
Is there a number you're hoping for? Jersey-wise?
It really ain't. I ain't really too tripping, but if I can get a single digit, or like a, not too high of a number, but.
Boy, that number make everything go good. You
Yeah.
need that swag. Why that number?
That Uno go crazy.
What? I need that number.
You're number one?
Yeah.
You're number
one.
Makai, you might need to go for number one.
Who is number one?
Hurts. It's over.
Oh, yeah, Hurts. Sorry, you can't get number one. Jalen Hurts is number one. My bad, brother.
My heart.
Maybe a single digit would be cool, though.
All right,
I think two's open. My man Jahan's not there no more.
Right. All right. We got a possibility. Makai Lemon, congratulations, dude. Enjoy the night celebrating with your family. This is a big moment. You've earned it.
For sure. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, brother. Appreciate you. Wow. Makai Lemon. That was the most, California.
On God. I was going to say something.
I know, but, I don't know.
I hold it.
You know what I mean? What were you going to say?
Nah, I'll do it off air, bro. It's good. Who won today?
I love it. I want to hang out with him so bad. All right, draft recap. Here's what we got. First pick, Mendoza, we knew. Bailey made sense. They actually went Jeremiyah Love. Pause. They actually went Jeremiyah Love at 3. We were not expecting that. Carnell Tate was when we all got shocked. We were expecting an Arvell Reese or a Sonny Styles. They go wide receiver for Cam. Then we go Arvell. Chiefs traded up to get Mansoor Delane, then Styles. Tyson, second wide receiver off the board to the Saints. Fano after the Browns traded down. And then Mauigoa when the Giants got their trade with Dexter Lawrence and the Bengals. Cowboys moved up to take Caleb Downs. Malik Nabers was an absolute just frustration. Kadyn Proctor goes at 12. Ty Simpson was the biggest shock, going 13 to the Rams. Ioane at 14. Rueben Bain falls all the way to 15 for Tampa Bay Trey's Bucs. Sadiq goes 16 to the Jets. We knew the Lions would go tackle. Vikings surprised us with Caleb Banks going a little bit earlier than expected. Monroe Freeling giving some protection there for Bryce Young. And then we just spoke to him, Makai Lemon, now the wide receiver that will likely be the A.J. Brown replacement in that new wide receiver room. Arizona State tackle goes to Pittsburgh at 21, a perfect fit. Mesidor, the pick at 22 for the Chargers. Malachi Lawrence rounds it out with Downs for the Cowboys. Concepcion gives some weaponry there for the Browns. And then Dillon Thieneman, our Trevor, is saying that is the steal of the draft there at 25. Rutledge at 26, Johnson at 27, Lomu. Look at all the trades. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, all trades. Chiefs go Peter Woods there to strengthen up the D-line. And then Omar Cooper Jr. wraps up a pretty darn stellar draft for the New York Jets. And then the last two picks there, Keldrick Falk for the Titans, and they traded up, and Jadarian Price, the running back for Seattle. It's now our time to pick the winners of the draft. This could be a player. This could be a team. It could really be anything. Sikkema, why don't we start with you? Who would you like to spotlight as your winner of the draft?
So I'm going to say the Jets were great, but I have to say Dillon Thieneman and the Chicago Bears. I just think that he went to a perfect spot. This is a defense that loves to force turnovers. This is a defense that likes to keep things multiple. I feel like Dillon Thieneman is going to have the ability to just be a major difference maker for the Chicago Bears. So for me, this is my big winner. You got a top 8 player in the class at number 25 overall. It was a position of need, and it's the type of player that allows you to continue to have one of the defenses in the NFL that creates the most turnovers. And when you are trying to win a Super Bowl, which the Chicago Bears are, they feel like they're close. You needed a player like this, and they got a player like this at 25. So to me, the Chicago Bears and Dillon Thieneman, both of them big winners with this number 25 overall pick.
Malik Nabers, who would you say is your big winner of draft night 1?
Personally, I got to say us.
You mean the 4 of us in this room?
No.
Or do you mean the New York Giants?
The Giants, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, we
I was excited to be a
we
winner
got
first.
Arvell Reese. I mean, we traded away Bobby.
Yep.
And Micah McFadden went out last year with Liz Frank. So we added somebody else in that linebacker room with our other linebacker that we added. Like you said, with the defense that, Harbaugh runs, it'll be a great fit.
And then at 10, you take Francis Mauigoa.
And we just got rid of Van Roten last year. Puts him right there at the guard position. That fills that role. So we're moving in the right direction. So I feel like overly we won. We got our picks. We got the right spots that we need to fill up. And that was it.
All right, so he's taking the Giants, attacking the trenches. Micah Parsons, who would you say was the big winner tonight?
Man, I would say the Jets. I just think for where they were at, they committed that they were tanking. They knew where they were as an organization and said, hey, we're going to let go of our best players and we're going to get cheap and we're going to attack free agency. We're going to attack the draft, be aggressive. And I'm actually super proud because they're trying to help Aaron Glenn. Usually you don't see that in organizations. You know what I mean? They're giving Aaron Glenn a real chance to coach a legitimate football team. And I say he's on his way to getting that. Do I say they're playoff ready automatically? No, because of the division they're in. Drake May, Josh Allen. It's a very competitive division that they still have to go through. But do you say, are they on their way? Does next year, because they still have a lot of draft picks for next year,
right?
And they still have plenty of picks this year.
Are they on their way to being a competitive division, competitive interdivision? I would say yes. So I think they took the biggest step forward as an organization today for where they started at.
Right.
This offseason.
I mean, think about the Jets. They came in with 2 second-round picks because of the Quinnen Williams trade. They packaged one of them up to go up there and get Omar Cooper Jr. Pretty darn stellar all over the place. Because I've been hanging around with Micah so much, some of the winners, Mendoza, Tate, and Downs, because they're going to tax-free states.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. That's so much more money. That's really great. But my big winner is the guy we talked to early, Ty Simpson. Talk about going to the perfect spot. If he would have gone to the Jets or to the Cardinals, sure, you get to be the guy right away, but you get to be behind Matt Stafford and learning from Sean McVay in a no-lose situation, and you are a quarterback that is used to waiting. So it's completely like the development continues in the perfect situation, and we can look back at this the way we do Jordyn Love and the way we've looked at these other quarterbacks that get to wait. Patrick Mahomes played 1 game his rookie year, and it was a meaningless Week 17 game. Ty Simpson, do I think he's going to be great? I don't know, but I know he's in an awesome situation. So those are our winners from round 1. Let's take a look at the best available players for night 2. Night 2 tomorrow, we will bid adieu to Malik Nabers and Micah Parsons, Sikkema, myself, and Connor Rogers. We're going to have the full stock exchange here. Trevor, why don't you take me through the big board best available for day 2?
Honestly, guys, there's not a lot of, like, big shocks. Like, I thought, okay, maybe D'Angelo Ponds gets into the first round. Maybe Jacob Rodriguez gets in the first round. Maybe Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, maybe Chase Bisontis. But there's not anybody that's, like, sitting here that I'm like, oh, my gosh, I never would have thought that this player was getting in the second round. Obviously, Jermon McCoy being 8 overall on my big board stands out, but he has the knee injury. And then there was something else that kind of came out this past week where it was like, okay, now teams aren't worried about the knee that he had surgically repaired. They're worried about the other knee that might have issues that he might need to have a second surgery. So, to be honest with you, it's not too shocking, but I think a lot of these guys that are in this group are going to go pretty early. If you need an interior offensive lineman, Chase Bisontis is going to go next. The next linebacker is going to be Jacob Rodriguez. D'Angelo Ponds, he's going to be where everybody's eyes go for where he goes. I think Christian Miller, the defensive tackle from Georgia, is such an underrated player. He's not the pass rusher that you want to draft in the first round, but as a defensive tackle who holds the line of scrimmage, defends the run, I mean, he is one of my favorite players in this class. He's actually my top interior defensive lineman left. You get a couple of other pages of guys who are corners, linebackers, edge rushers. There's a lot of fun names that are still left on the board. So the beginning of day 2, it's going to move fast because it's going to be a lot of like, oh, they got this guy in the second round. They got this guy in the second round. There's going to be a ton of those reactions tomorrow.
Trevor, great job tonight, man. Really appreciate it. Micah, Malik, thank you so much.
Yeah, man. I'm actually excited about tomorrow. We get to pick again.
How did you think Malik did tonight? I thought he did great.
Yeah, man. I like it. What you did today, bro. You got a bright career in this. I hope you really embrace it.
And what did you think about Micah?
He got a few things he need to work on.
Yeah,
but he's getting there. I lie. He talks very well. I can tell he watches a lot of these guys coming out of college to understand. He's very built in to understand what these organizations need and what defense and offensive needs to be able to pick who's going to be on which team. So
he's a nerd with this. You're a nerd. I just want to say
I was surprised.
We're getting 25 on the big board next year, right? We're going from 10 to 25.
Full first step.
We're going a little
big board.
They really want the chance.
A little more every year.
They want
a little
the
more
chance.
every year.
I want to say this, though, and I really mean it. I appreciate you guys a lot for coming here and not being afraid to be honest. This is a tough situation. There's a lot of these guys where it's, hey, is he going to be good? Is he going to be bad? I appreciate your honesty, and it means a lot here. We've been doing this for 14 years at BR. This is the best one we've done. So thank you guys so much. For Malik Nabers, for Micah Parsons, for Trevor Sikkema, Adam Lefkoe, thank you guys for joining us. We will see you tomorrow on YouTube for day 2 of the NFL Draft, all presented by Wayfair. We love you. We'll see you then. Micah's going to go.